Alright, today we're checking out a game where we get to build different factories to make a ton of money. Welcome to Industrialist. Now, today I have a very special challenge, and that is to see how fast we can get to $1 million. As you can see right now, I got 800 bucks in the old bank account, so that's not great. But I already went through like the basic tutorial, and I have a general understanding of the game, so hopefully I don't mess everything up. Now, let me walk you through what I got so far. These three weird-looking buildings over here are our research stations. You can see bottom left, we got research points, which we got to make with these little stations. Those research points can be spent inside of here, where we can unlock new crap. And then we got this right here, which is the actual way I make money. Right now, I am just drilling into the ground and selling them into the depot and making a little bit of cash. And I think, yeah, we can go to here, right? And we can actually see all the different sort of combinations and things you can make. As you can see, like tire rims, for example, we can make those. And they sell for 1,800 bucks a piece. And right now, all we have is coal, which we actually could make some cool stuff. But I don't know how to make any of this. So let's, for right now, let's keep it nice and simple, okay? And we're just going to expand. We're going to expand this whole section over here. We're going to delete all this crap because who needs it? And let's go ahead and get some more coal drills, start placing. And I'm just going to, I'd like to like maybe get that many. Is that crazy? Now we had 2 solar panels and that was enough to power the previous, 2. So we're going to just do like something like this, I guess. And okay, cool. And now there's an LV pole, which I don't really 100% understand what the use of it is, but the tutorial said to use it, so I'm just going to trust that that's actually true. We're going to basically connect all the power to this bad boy right here, and I don't know if there's actually a max amount of nodes or something. Hopefully not. So what we'll do all the back ones on one, and as you can see here, we're going to connect this to all of these bad boys, and they will start getting back to work. And then we'll take these ones. I don't think we'll have an issue. I don't hope we'll have an issue, but that's a lot of colors, so we might. Okay, so everything but 2. We'll take it. Actually, this won't even work. I'm so stupid. This won't even work because we don't have enough space for the pipes here. I mean, maybe we can fit the pipes into here, but yeah, we can't. All right, let me get this fixed. So we're just getting a lot of these junctions. We got a pipe turn there, right? And then we just need a bunch of these junctions. We'll need one on every new machine. And then we just need short pipes. Boom, 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 and boom. Okay, now we were making like 80 bucks or something off the last set of stuff. So this is going to be a pretty big increase. You can see here everything's already automatically correct. Everything's going the right direction. So yeah, let's get the power going. We should be good to go. Now, can I just connect these straight up, right? I mean, I can. Forget that pole thing. I'm probably missing a pretty vital part of this game, but I mean, I don't really care. As long as I got power and I'm making cash money, I'm happy. So you can see here, the auto loading and auto selling stuff just isn't fast enough. As soon as he comes home, he's already back out on the road again. On the road again. Just can't wait to get back on the road again. So we have to get these actually powered up a little bit more. And probably we'll need to get a second depot. You can see, yeah, he just literally can't keep up. Let's go to research. And we can actually get this. This is a van depot. Van depot is a tier 2. It's going to cost a little bit more moolah. But it's a nice upgrade from what we already had, which I think it should be in here somewhere. Oh, here we go. Tier 2. So, van deposit. You can see here. We'll just see if we can line up perfectly. And now, this guy can hold 85 units instead of just whatever. It was like 10 or something. So we'll connect this to this. You can see this will start filling up. And now we are going to be making even more money. And these are pretty much completely automatic. So easy. We actually spent a lot of money. We did hopefully increase the amount of money we were able to make here. Let's see what this thing actually goes and sells. We should see some cash go into our bank account. Hopefully it's like 300 bucks. Because if so, that's not a bad, you know, passive income. We'll take that for sure. 260. And second now it should sell. And I guess he just took my stuff and ran with it. He's not coming back. Oh, goodness. Wow. 443 bucks. That's sweet. So we've officially got our first AFK system set up and running. So we can start doing something else. Now, what do I want to do next? I ain't got a clue. Not a clue. But if I go over here to this, right? I think what we want to do, we got renewables, right? So I think this is kind of decent. But this is just for energy. We can't sell it, which is not what I really want to do. What about this? Advanced extraction machines. We can start working on copper and all that fun stuff. Hey, let's go ahead and get this. It's only 70 RP. We're going to go ahead and unlock the copper drills. And then I guess I could buy that right now, but I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait a second. What I will go ahead and do is get the electric furnace and molding, and then also the press as well. And then I don't think I have enough for this. Yeah, definitely not. But we have a lot of good stuff here that we should be able to get a lot of money from. These things here, we need to build some more of them because we want as much research as possible. That's going to be our bottleneck for a long time. So let's go back to tier 1 here, and you can see we now have factories. We got electric furnace, we got a press, and we got an ingot molder. So let's see if I can figure this out. So we're gonna need a copper drill, and maybe we'll do just like 2 copper drills for now. And we take our solar panels like before, which I'm gonna probably do 3 per little guy here. That's a relief. They actually are working. I was a little nervous that might not happen, but they are working. And then I'm guessing, oh, you know what? I can just look at the recipes. We can go into here. I can look up copper. And what we want to be making are I think copper ingots. No, copper plates sell for more. Then we get the roller. Okay, yeah. Maybe we'll just do copper plates. Probably not the most efficient thing ever, but it looks pretty decently simple. So we got to make an ingot, which I think all we do is just put copper into the ingot press or whatever. Oh my gosh, it is dark. All right, anyways, ingot molder. Yeah. So we need to get this going. Wait, molds liquid ores into ingots, melts down ores into liquids. Okay, so we actually need this. And looks like that is going to be the input right there, I think. No, it's got to be this way, right? Because, yeah. Okay, cool. So this is going to be our, like, furnace type thing. If you ever played Minecraft, it's kind of like that. Let's see. We need some conjunction functions. Let's just do something like this. And then we'll just do, like, a sharp turn off the ripski. And then just a pipe there. Okay, we got to end up over here. Let me just get 2 of these bad boys. Should fix all of our issues. Boom, boom. Okay, so now there should be copper. Yes, raw copper is in here. Now we just need some power for this, which I mean, I'm just gonna spam solar powers. Solar panels. I don't know if they're, you know, mid and I'm just wasting time, but oh, I hear something. It's working. Okay, we'll take that. So what we can do is then set up 2 more here and then put those into this one. I think it just all goes to the same place. And then we need a ingot molder and then a press. So yeah, ingot molder. There's actually 2 outputs here. So I think I could potentially use 2 of these, right? So we'll give us a little bit of space here. I wish I could flip it, but I think I have to do it like this. And then we'll just have to run it kind of in a weird spot. So you can see there's those. Now we need to use the fluid pipes. If you're still with me, I'm sorry. But you can see we're going to just connect this one like this. And then this one will have to come out in sort of a strange way. Maybe we'll start with a turn. So boom, boom. Okay, sorry, I placed on fluid pipes like a absolute buffoon. But here's what I'm thinking, right? If I can look at this better way. Okay, cool. So look, ready? Watch this. This is pretty high-brained activity here. The copper is created. It is enforced into here. This thing creates melted copper. The copper is then shot into a liquid tube into this thing, where it is then pressed into presses, into ingots. And now this is like an ingot in here, and we'll come out here to the press. Yes, like so. But let me get the power going first before I get that far, because I'm a little bit tired. My brain is already hurting. Let's go ahead and do let's just do 2 solar panels per one of these. These don't look very big, so I don't think this should be too big of a issue. So we'll pop these in here like this, and then hopefully, if I did everything correctly, oh my gosh, it's working. Okay, look at this, and you can see here everything looks to be flowing the right direction. Same with this. Oh, buddy, this is going to be good. I'm going to be making so much money. So now we have this all going. There should be, yep, copper ingots inside of here. We just need to get a press and get this lined up somehow, which I think is going to be like that. Which is pretty simple. And then we need power for that and some pipes out of there. So we'll just do some short pipes like so. And then this should be enough space for a Van Depot. And power. And okay, any second now we should be seeing. There we go. Cool. It's officially working. So you can see now this is actually heading them down, smashing them into plates. I don't know how fast this thing's gonna work, but hopefully fast. Okay, this is out of power, you can see here. So let's go ahead and just double the amount of solar panels. And yep, there we go. It's now officially loading them all in there. So this is a copper plate plant. I think I did all right. That's pretty complicated, but I think I did all right. So now we get 2 sources of income. one here, one there, and we also have a little bit of research. This is a little bit more complicated than the first, but I think this is going to be good in the long run. Now, I think it might be worth looking into some better power. Let's go ahead and just unlock all of these if we can. Let's go, yeah, a wind turbine, solar panel tier 2 does look pretty interesting. I'll save up for that next because I think that might be kind of good. Wind turbine, let's see this. Slightly more reliable than solar energy. However, there are many changes. What the heck does that mean? Okay. Well, we'll just place, you know, maybe a couple windmills over just yonder here. And because I want them to be able to connect to this, we'll just make these. Okay, it looks like they actually do create 5 MF instead of like 1 MF, so this is kind of good. Luckily, yeah, looks like we are getting more power. In fact, yep, we actually do have an excess of it, so these are good. These don't look like they use very much at all. This one looks like it's perfect amount, and so is this. So this thing should be working at 100% efficiency for the most part. Next step I could do, I guess, is duplicate this, make another press, because it seems like to be the longest. Yeah, this is definitely the longest thing we have to do here. Either way, it's working, and that's all I care about. We haven't sold one yet, but if I go sell just 40 of them, let's see how much they make me, which will be in a couple hours, seems like. But cool. What do we need to do now? Well, I think a good idea is to get the research plants upgraded because right now they're not bad, but we just need more of them. We just need a lot more of them. They're pretty expensive. Let's get one more. And I'm tempted to be like, yeah, let's just use wind turbines to power these ones. You know, maybe if I just do something like this. So let's just call it 3 wind generators per research factory. These things here actually do generate a lot more. That's crazy. You can see here, like, this one's barely keeping up. Is it because it's cloudy? I don't know. Yeah, barely keeping it up. This one's getting like tiny amounts of time. We look over at this one. Wow, it's getting a lot more. Cool. So those are good. I didn't even see what we sold for, if we did at all, which just kind of sucks, but that's all right. I honestly maybe this is crazy talk. Let's go ahead and sell these just so I'm not burning all of my units. And I'm going to go back to the truck depot on these ones. It's a smaller delivery, but it is faster. And I think it might actually be sort of good. Just to get a kind of a faster selling time. Maybe I'm tripping, but we're going to try it and see what it's like. And then if we come back over here and everything just stopped up, we can swap back over to the big van. But for now, I want money. So this is going to be working very well. Yeah, we just sold 27 copper plates for 884 buckaroos. We'll take that for sure. And we just sold 10 more of those for 327. And that thing's also going to sell in a second. You can see this is going to get out of hand really quickly. Very good. So we got some more money. I think we go wind turbine level 2. I mean, maybe that's crazy talk, but I don't want to worry about power. And that seems like a good way to do that. High wind variability, but never reaches 0. So I guess depending on the wind, these things can be really good or really, really bad, which is something to keep in mind for sure. But I'll tell you what we'll do over here. Let's go ahead and just double the output. Let's get these things rolling. And then I'll just attach one of them things for every single building over here. That makes any sort of sense. Bing, bada, boom. And they're actually not going to combine. They're going to be separate, like so. Everything is correct. Nicely done. And this is just going to double the amount of copper we have going into the system, which in my mind can't be a bad thing. So bada bing, bada boom. Nice. These are going good. And let's go through here and just attach a wind turbine to every single one of these. Gonna build everything nice and close. We need one there. We'll need one there eventually, but these are pretty expensive. My goodness. So yeah, let's just do something like this. And then yeah, I think I can actually, yeah, I can just connect them all of them. You can see this one is generating 50 at a time, which is definitely very good. So let's just say for a fact these things are never running out of power. They should be running at 100% efficiency. How is this thing looking here? Not bad. Honestly, we don't even need that much more power. We actually are kind of good, so we'll let that go. I know you can like pollute the air and stuff, but who cares about that? All right, just air. I mean, who needs that really? I mean, humans, birds, animals, trees, who needs all that? I mean, come on, I'm gonna make money. Get back to work on these. For now, I'll just build one a piece because A, they're expensive as crap. B, I'm out of money. And C, I think one might actually be able to keep these things kind of floating decently well. That's great though. So research is actually through the roof. Let's see what we can do next because I need to make some more money. Maybe we go to the advanced copper extraction and same with the coal extraction. Now, I don't know what we can do for this. Can this be used for coal? See, in my mind, coal is only used for fuel. Okay, I got a rough idea set up here. I did it wrong, but I got a rough idea. I feel like a mad scientist in my room cooking up, you know. Anyways, basically you got a iron drills here. They are then siphoned into a split setup between two furnaces, which will then be routed into a bunch of ingot creators and then presses and then sold. Basically, that's the idea. The pipes are going to be kind of confusing, as you can see here, especially when you do what I did, and you do it backwards. So you have to be the other type of pipes and vice versa. So I got to delete everything. But the idea is there. Okay, the idea is gonna work. I'm very confident of that. I left a perfect amount of space to make everything fit, so that's, you know, always nice. If they would have actually worked, it'd have been even nicer. But hey, beggars cannot be choosers. Okay. Also, another thing I figured out is that each side is gonna look vastly different, just because of the inputs being like swapped alone. That's enough to make the game want to throw a fit. So okay, there's that. So this is correct. Now, let's get these things going here. What I'm going to do is just work on the left side, get the left side completely working first, and then we'll go from there. So this is pretty simple, and this input is also pretty simple as well. And that's actually all the fluid pipes we are going to need for this side, which is sweet. So those are all set up. Now we just need the regular pipes, which I've kind of figured out that you just kind of plan them out accordingly. You don't really swap back and forth. It's pretty inefficient. So something like this, right? So this is going to come out of the purple here. It's going to wrap around here. And that's one of them already set up. This one will be a curve, and then another curve there. This is going to follow all the way back here, but we need to leave a spot for this to go out, which will be like this. So actually, this one needs to be on this one. And this pipe over here needs to be on this one, and then out. We'll do a turn there, and do a junction there. Okay, cool. You're probably all looking at your phones like, what is this guy on about? But just trust the process. I think this is correct. I've also been in my room for a little bit too long at this point, so this could all fall apart, and you could see a live crash out starring me, my fist, and my TV. Now, the power is also going to be an interesting situation on these. It's just going to take a lot of power, because, I mean, look at this thing. It's insane. All right, let's double check our work real quick. So I can't see. Okay, there we go. Yep, they're gonna go into here. Also, make sure these are all good here. You can see they're gonna be split out of there. It's gonna come into these two lines here. Both of these are ingot presses. They're gonna go in there, become ingots, into the presser, and then smashed, sent out, and sold. You know, just to make sure I can actually afford this, I think what I'll do is open this side up, the power sword on this side, and then start working on the other three sides. This is a big factory, but I do think it's going to be worth it. Just simply, okay, because it has to be. Okay, I can't believe anything else. So here we go. Boom. Now, I probably could power some of these with solar panels, the small ones, but let's see how much of these. Yeah, I might have to for a little while. And then we'll come back later on and upgrade everything else. Now, for some things, it's going to be nice and easy, but for others, yeah, not so much. So what we're going to do is actually use these power things, because I think what it does is it slows the amount of MF, whatever it's called, that is transferred into said object. So what I want, for sure, are going to be some of these bad boys, because simply put, I don't think anything else that I have power-wise could keep up. So let's get these linked up here, and then output to all of these. All right, I got these powered now, which is working pretty good. And now I'm gonna just do the pretty much exact same setup for every factory, because I think maybe I'm tripping, right? But it seems to me like the power is like evenly split between the two of them, which is kind of cool. So what I'm gonna do now is head here, the wind turbine like that. Boom. We train with the power from this bad boy to this bad boy, and this bad boy to these bad boys. And that's gonna be this can definitely handle it. It's handling these 4 drills like it's nothing. Look at this, they're all full. Goodness, that's so good to see. And we can actually work at night. So it's an even bigger W in my book. So let's go ahead and get all these done. But yeah, this side I think should work. Emphasis on should. But should work, and we should be making some money here very shortly. It's gonna take a little while for all that iron to get through the whole system, I would imagine. Oh my gosh, I barely have enough money for that. So we need to desperately make some money right now, because these things are so good, the new turbines, but they're just ridiculously expensive in my book. Oh my goodness, listen, we're already producing these, and you can see here, yeah, I think they're able to keep up. Only issue is, yeah, we don't have enough units. That's an easy fix. So these are slowly but surely getting delivered to here. And then to there. And these things should be worth a pretty penny. We'll have to see what's holding us up here. Not outputting very much of these either. It might just be these. Do we need more drills? No, we've got units in both of these. Okay. I mean, I hear them going, so it's decent. It's decently working good. Yeah, I think it might be our furnaces slowing us down, which if that's the case, not much we can do there. Oh my... $700 for 10 iron plates. Let's go. This is going to pay itself off in absolutely no time. Now, it's a pretty complicated system given everything that's going on, but I think this should work okay. I think it should work decently okay. I love this idea, but if these here... Oh, also, half of my iron is going to this one. That makes sense. Yeah, I forgot about that. Let me just, I guess, I mean, these will fill up eventually. Yeah, they're kind of filling up. Okay. How's everything looking in terms of power? These are working good. I wish there was like some type of percentage meter that would show me like, hey, working at 100% efficiency or like 50% efficiency, so I can kind of tell what I need to improve on. I mean, pipe-wise, everything is set up, so it shouldn't be having any issues, but it, for some reason, is a little bit slow. But hey, we're still making enough stuff to sell, which in my book is plenty good. So now, let me come into here, and let's get back to work on this other side. And then depending on how this one also reacts, I might go back and say, hey, let's go back to the drawing board and maybe combine all of these onto one and just scrap the other one for now, and then make another 8 on this side and use those later down the road. All right, let's get these going here. So what's the best way to do this? I mean, we could just do something like this. Very simple, straightforward. Then we do double out, and this will come out like so out there, and that's safe. And then this one needs to be double out as well. And then can just run parallel up here, like so. Okay, so that's what we have to do. And then we'll just do a curve, and then boom, 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 boom. If that makes any sense. I'm sorry if it doesn't make any sense to you guys. It makes sense to my little brain, okay? And that's a big deal. Now, before I screw up anymore and place any more of these, we don't need any more fluid pipes. Moocah, we're good. We're good. These are now solid objects. So that's good. Now let's get some of these. So it's gonna be like this, and that. Curve there. So the first one here can go to that one. Or no, this won't work. Because then we trap in the output for this one. That messes up, then I'm gonna crash out. Sorry, I'm not gonna crash out. I'm just going to smash everything in my room. Cool. All right, awesome. So this one needs to come like this. This bad boy needs to come straight down. And then maybe... Actually, we could just do like this and do a curve. And this one will just follow suit. That's gonna file out there. That's correct. This is all correct so far. And then turn. It's gonna follow out into a junction. And then from there to a truck depot. Holy crap. Nice. Whew. All right, working on 9 to 5 to get this thing working, but we'll take it. Now we just need to go back to here, back to our power. So that one's already good. We'll need one there, and we'll need one like probably there. All the pipes look to be set up correctly. So now we should start seeing, yep, you can see here, this one's also working. And yeah, I mean, they're both working, which is good. It's a good thing. I think we might just need... So now these are actually both working. How are we looking? Yeah, I mean, we're out of units. We need more iron. This one here is also always going to get like the butt end of it, the butt end of the stick, if you know what I mean. So that's kind of out of its control. But what we'll do here is just, for now, at least, make sure this thing here is working at 100% efficiency. All right, cool. So there these go now. Everything here is working. Nah, these things are full. Hopefully that helps a little bit with the efficiency of everything. I mean, to be fair, we just doubled the amount of iron going into the system at once, so I would hope so. But there we go, ladies and gentlemen. That's going to be awesome. That's going to be a lot of money. Hopefully, a pretty good source of money. And it doesn't look half bad either. It's kind of cool looking. So leave this for now. We'll add another 8 eventually, and then power all those and get that all going as well. But yeah, for now, we can pretty consistently hit our 10... item quota. All right, so it's kind of the next day for me, and I've taken a little bit of time, nice little break from this game. After doing all this, my brain was very tired, honestly. And you guys can see we're sitting comfortably at 6,250 bucks. Now, let's see what we can do to make some even more moolah. I think the first thing we need to do is finish out the rest of this setup, which means to make 8 more of these bad boys and legitimately copy and paste this whole setup. I don't know if I can copy and paste. I don't think so, because my goodness, that would be super easy and super nice, but yeah, I don't think it's possible. So what we're gonna do instead is get the iron drills and basically mimic this crap all the way over. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Nice. Now let's get all the piping ready. Boom. Let's make sure everything's running correctly. Yep. And then let's go ahead and just get the power started on these, because I want to start piling up some iron. So let's get these going first. We need one of these and one of these. And while yes, these are pretty expensive, they definitely are what we have to use. There we go. Everything seems to be actually mining right. Yep, cool. So as we're going, we'll worry about power for this in a second. First off, let's get these going. Back to pipes, and yeah, let's get the left side sorted first, all the way to the end, and we'll come back and do the right side after that. Boom. So that whole left side's done now. I don't know if I did it differently, but okay, so it's a little bit different, but however, this was a lot easier for my brain to comprehend. I'll double check everything real quick. Looks like, yep, that's all working. That's all working. Out. Cool. All we need is this, and let's get some power going on this side, and this side's good to go. And a power pole for those, and then a power pole for those. Then I guess also one for these as well. All right, so that whole side is officially working, which is great. And now I just gotta do this side, and this whole thing is officially done. I thought it would take me a lot longer to get these things rocking and rolling than it currently is, but no, I mean, it's been pretty simple. Okay, cool. That's all done again. Again, I have to collect this like this, and yeah, that's it. Awesome. Everything is officially working, and also having them all on like 4 separate delivery systems is kind of nice, because you're kind of consistently producing money. So there we go. Now you can see we have 6,400 RP, aka research points. So I'm gonna go in here and see what else we can actually do here. We get the huge truck depot, but that costs 9 grand. No. What about this? 20k for that. Solar panel tier 2 is a little bit more expensive. Rusty battery is pretty expensive as well. At geothermal plant, we could potentially do that. What I actually do want to do though is get the batteries unlocked, because they're not super expensive in terms of RP. This one kind of is, but I'm gonna unlock it anyways. And then I'm gonna go in here and say, let's get the groundwater pump, and let's get the coal power plant. And then, can we get this yet? We need to get, what is this? Smaller water pump theory. Okay, cool. And then we need to unlock turbines. And now we can unlock the bigger coal power plants, and we'll stop for there for now. And basically what I don't have to do is make a giant power bank system that we can then run our power to everything else in the entire place. Have a bunch of batteries to store power in case we ever run out, and have a mixture of wind turbines and some, what is it called? Yeah, the power plants in here to help us consistently make money. I think this should be pretty simple though. So it says right here, includes turbine, which means direct power. So I don't know what that means at all, but apparently we're gonna just skip over the whole turbine section. We're gonna place this down like this, right? And in my mind, is this the output? Power output node. Okay, yep. And then this here needs to be coal. So we gotta get some coal drills, which we do have some of these ones. They're kind of mid, to be honest. And I'm not sure how much coal this thing's actually gonna just tear through. But I think for now, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 should be fine. And we'll just have one actual wind turbine, whatever it's called, running this. But I think as long as these are producing coal, we should never run out of power. At least that's the thought. So I'm gonna get an LV pole right here. And I also need to see if I can upgrade those, especially given the fact that we're going to fix into have to spread power across our entire system here. And so if we could just have, you know, a little bit larger areas on those things, we could make the coverage of the map way easier. So, okay, it's actually working. I'm not sure. What does it say what we're making in a second? We're already at 50. So what I'll do for now, and we can always come back and, you know, improve this later. I just want to get a couple batteries. They're pretty expensive, so let's just stick to 4 of them for now. But I want to get some batteries, and I want to get an LV pole like this. And I think this should be able to distribute power to all of these batteries accordingly. All right, I mean, barely any. And I wonder if that's because of this or because of this. All right, so it's just not sucking it fast enough. Got it. So yeah, we desperately need an upgrade for this, which I think would be over here, but maybe it's over on the right. So here's the LV pole we have right now. Let's go ahead and unlock the medium voltage theory. And then I think, okay. We'll unlock the power rate calculator. This is going to be 3,000 for us up. There it is. That's the big one. And then I guess we just get these small MV poles if we can. Yeah. And then MV pole. So now let's check this out. Just delete this building for now. And if I go to tier 2, you can see, yeah, there's the MV pole. Okay, yeah, that's definitely better. And then what I want to do is get a power rate calculator, which I think we want to put in front of this. I don't really know how this is going to work, to be honest. But I think it's better. I don't know. All right, well, it is working. Right now, I think our issue is... Okay, we need another generator. Our coal can actually keep up, so let's just do that. So we'll just do something like this. We will delete one of these, turn it into a pipe junction. And I would also say, like, hey, devs, you happen to watch this video, can we get an upgraded system for the pipes, given that it's our main way of getting stuff around the map? To make it a whole lot easier, if at all possible. Appreciate it. All right, cool. We got these both connected. I don't know if I'm doing this correctly. Okay, you can see this right here. We have 3,000 or 30,000 MF a second, which is pretty good, honestly. Are these actually storing? It is going up slightly. It is going up slightly. The only thing is I'm hoping these aren't being used to power anything, but I don't know what they'd be used to power except for maybe this. But either way, we do have these going. We have 20 in both of those, so that's pretty sweet. And yeah, it looks to me like these things are just pretty slow. So we'll definitely need to upgrade in the future. I guess we could get another one of those. You know what I mean? Burns coal for steam and then steam turbine. And this is what converts hot steam into that. Okay, so I wish it would just say here, like, hey, this is how much it makes, whatever. But I guess we're kind of left to guess. What I will do is just go to my tier 2s, get some wind turbines, and maybe place just 2 of them. Yeah, just 2 of them here. Connect these bad boys to this, and these things should start filling up just a little bit faster. So we always have power in this section over here. If, I don't know, tornado hits or something, I don't even know if that's a thing. Hopefully not. But if it is, we will always have power ready to go. Because in terms of research, we're actually doing fine. I mean, this thing over here needs some upgrading, but I'm not really too worried about it just yet because we are still doing okay. Let's see. Over here, this is still selling pretty decently nicely. If I had to look at what's going on, I think it's just these things work pretty slow. So that's okay. They are all working though, which is that's the big deal there. Copper plate just sold for $323. I'm not really watching the bottom right corner, but yeah, it does look to me like these things are just incredibly slow. You can see here, they're not outputting a whole lot, and they do. Oh, well, they're out of iron. Well, lucky for you guys, that's an easy fix. Maybe we just double up all of these, or maybe add like another 4 to each one, because they are really expensive. I don't really have tons of money just to throw at the wall, but yeah, let's try this. We'll add some more here. You turn probably there, and turn there. We're probably getting pretty close to our max here, but seems like this is working so far, so we'll take it. Oh wait, actually I don't want these going to these. Let me check these off here. Okay, this would work, but we need some more power. So I guess we double up on power now. Honestly, like, maybe even just, like, risk it for the biscuit and just say, let's triple it. Because if it's a power issue, that's, like, really simple to solve. It's that hardware issue that we're going to run into, I think, and that's going to be our real issue. Okay, these are all full, and these are not working. Oh, they are working. And they should have triple the amount of power as usual. These are fine on power, but, yeah, they don't have any units. Is this messed up? Yes, it is. We'll do that. Hoping that wasn't the issue, but that was partially the issue. Everything looks to be working for the most part now, so I'm very interested to see why this works so freaking slowly. But it might just be because we have crappy stuff right now. But yeah, this bad boy here is definitely a bottleneck. You can see, like, it's outputting 1 every couple of seconds, like every 5 seconds or so, which is terrible for these. So they are working slowly. but they are working. So we need to start looking for a better way to make money, like now, yesterday, honestly. I think, honestly, we could do oil extraction. It's going to cost 2,000 RP, which is pretty expensive, don't get me wrong. But we have the option to get, there we go, the liquid truck depot. Now it's gonna cost 2,000 RP, but if I look in here, right, and I go to oil, I think it's crude oil, you can see it sells for 11.6, which I don't know if we get a lot of it or if we get 0 of it, but we do need to sell this. Oil bottles, we got a bottling plant, I think, okay, so for 208. Fracking oil looks to sell for $1 a thing. I don't know if that's even good, but we did get it, so I guess we are gonna try it either way. Pumps crude oil out of the ground, America symbol. And as you can see, I hope this is gonna work really good. Let's just build it over here. Maybe even try to use a new power plant on it. Maybe that's a stupid idea, but we're gonna try it anyways. All we're gonna do is we're gonna start with like 4 of these things because I don't even know how expensive they were. Oh, they're 1,200 bucks a piece. All right, I need to relax and stop using all my money. And we're also gonna start our highway of connections here. I hope that'll work. This is working. Yeah, this is getting power. These are producing. And so yeah, that's making us crude oil, which is this. So it's for 11.6. We could, I mean, in my mind, we just sell it directly as is. I guess you could probably use it for something else. Let's see, it's oil, so maybe we would use it for some sort of thing in the future. I don't know why you'd want to change this into anything else other than, I guess, like this, right? Or something crazy. Or the bottling plant, which, how do we get the plastic bottle? We get to do plastic pellets into a plastic molding machine. Okay, and we get plastic pellets by, who knows? I'll tell you what, we'll try it out. You know what I mean? Never hurts to try. And if it's mid, well, they'll make our money back eventually. And if it's really good, sweet, free money. Okay, so, I mean, it does look like they're producing a lot pretty quickly. I'm not sure how much the truck will actually hold, but we'll take it for sure. These things are barely holding any power, but, I mean, we've got wind generators and we've got 2 big old power generators. So hopefully we can keep these going. In my mind, this is worth a lot of money, but who knows, to be honest. So we'll get that going. It's gonna cost 2,000 RP for this. I mean, if we just go back over here, where's that at? To the oil boiling and separating. We're gonna need something like this. Yeah, the crude oil separator. And I think, oh, I guess we make diesel. Okay. So that'd be something to work towards. We'll get this going first because we need the liquid depot either way. And then I think we honestly start working on our research next. But I'll be back once I can afford this with my research. Which, actually, forget that. Let's just build the research right now. Because I'm not really hurting for money. I'm just hurting for research. So I'm actually going to come in here, and maybe this is a hot take, okay? But I'm going to redo this whole section. All this stuff, I still own it. It's just basically picking it up. But I didn't really have a really good setup before, so hopefully this will be a little bit easier to get going. Now, I need a lot of these things because we need these constantly working in the background to really help us at all. Where are these things? Okay, there it is. So we're just going to say, yeah, let's get... So that's 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 7 of them. And then I'm tempted to say, let's just go ahead and flip it around and do about 7 more. Only 75 bucks a piece. So this is absolutely nothing for us. And I want to have all these on one joint power grid. Maybe that's just ridiculous sounding, but I think it'd be fun. So we'll be like, yeah, we'll put a power there. We'll put a power there. We'll put a power there. And then we just need to put a bunch of like power producers on one side, like let's say over here. Connect the power accordingly to this. I think it's gonna be easier to do like this. And then from here, we'll connect it to each individual guy, which we can connect like 4 per. So everything is synced up and I think should be working. Now, I don't know how much power this is actually producing, but everything is at 0, so I'm a little nervous. Well, I mean, it is working. And this is pretty simple to expand because all you gotta do is just add some more wind turbines. I know I said I want to have one big conjoined system, but I'm not gonna lie, that power system we have going right now, it seems absolutely terrible. So let's link these up to this bad boy. That's gonna like double our power output. There we go. That's looking good. We're barely, actually, we're making power, so we should be able to afford all this upkeep. Yeah, looks good. So that'll be a way better way for us to make research. It's a very simple solution, very quick solution, but I think it'll be very, very helpful in the long run. And now we can go ahead and unlock the Liquid truck depot. Yep, you heard that right. So we get the liquid truck depot. It's gonna only be 500 bucks. Okay, cool. Let's do that. And then we'll just say, yeah, that's perfect. We'll plug it in right there. It can it can hold a 400 units, which is pretty sweet if you ask me. You can see there, it's already filling up nicely. All of our pipes were just absolutely full. It was like me after a week of not taking a dump after eating Taco Bell and McDonald's every day. It's just hard to do. Sorry. Either way, these are all working again, and they only take 4 kmf, which I think is like the smaller version. So they really are pretty efficient. But yeah, this will be selling at 300 a time, so maybe this isn't that bad. But for the price of the actual machines, it's pretty costly if you ask me. Now this guy's not working, and I don't know why that is. No, that's probably because he's not linked up to work. Cool. So that is going in the background. We'll let that kind of work over time because it's going to take a little bit of time, admittedly, to save up that much. Our factory over here is doing good, I think. I don't know if there's a way for me to see how much money I'm making on a usual basis, but they are making. They are all producing. Oh my goodness, this wasn't linked up at all. That's partially why my profits were so low, is because one whole quarter of this factory was broken. But now everything should be working. Goodness gracious. But yeah, for 10 iron plates, 700 bucks is not bad at all. This thing has definitely paid itself off. I think probably like 2 or 3 times what I paid for it. So we'll take that. I'm not sure in terms of pollution how we're looking. It's not looking, I feel like, great. We have a lot of black smog just dumping into the atmosphere, but I'm sure it'll be fine, you know? And yeah, it looks like we just need to increase our production in terms of oil. I feel like this is always a good thing to have. I mean, we already have 150 units. Let's go ahead and just sell this. I want to see what 150 units of that can sell for. We also do have a bunch of coal over here. What we could do is delete these and just put them on this line, I guess, and make more money, because they're not making us that much money. They're kind of just here for... and looks, I guess. They're not even here for really anything. All right, so we just sold 150 crude oil for $1,700. That's pretty good. I mean, considering all things, that's pretty freaking good. What I'm gonna do is actually just, yeah, we're gonna get some more of these down. They do pay themselves off pretty quickly, so we'll get probably double. Not entirely sure that our current power situation can power all these, but then again, like I said, it's not that much power, so they shouldn't be complaining too much. Let's get all these pipes in here. Those are all going the right direction, and hopefully we'll see a pretty big increase after we connect this power. In fact, let's just go ahead and get another one of these things in here. There we go. So these should all be working. I don't know, like, power-wise, are we out of power? Because we're probably pretty close. I mean, we are still storing power, which I guess is good. But you know what? Let's just get some more wind turbines right here and here, and then just connect these all up accordingly. I'm not really worried about running out of power with these things, because like I said, they don't take very much. But I just want to get these batteries full so they stop sucking up so much of our resources. You know what I mean? And even with that upgrade, we're not getting a ton of power right now. I'm also tempted to say, let's take this out of here. Let's push these directly into the pole. Just leave this connected and see if this still works. Okay, so that's falling to nothing. Okay, so we'll just delete that then. Maybe this will increase our speed a little bit here, because like, to be fair, right, this thing is splitting our power between, let's see, 4 batteries and then a bunch of these crude oil miners. So yeah, I guess I can understand why this is struggling a little bit. Let's get some more of these things over here then. I just personally, I haven't seen something be as good as the windmills just yet, so I'm not gonna stress it. There we go. I want everything working at maximum efficiency, and now they all are. So hopefully that'll make us a little bit extra money on top of everything else. But something I actually am kind of interested in doing is gonna be, where is it at? It's gonna be this, the modular tree farm. It's only 1,000 RP, so I don't think it's gonna be too insane. And then maybe we'll get the sawmill after that and sell those. But I just want to start working on this. I think this will be kind of cool. And if I go over here to modular, right, there's a tree harvester. Okay, so harvest trees and places them in the output. The requires to have trees in range to work. Okay, so it's got a pretty sizable range, and it's pretty cool looking. To grow trees, a sprinkler is required within range. So if I put a tree here, what does this need? It needs a waterer, a sprinkler. So I place it like this. It says all parts need to be in range for this to work. Okay, and then tree output we just put this like here. So it does need power, which I can solve ridiculously easily. So it does have power now. I don't see a way to connect anything to this, so I don't think we have to actually connect the water like directly. But I think we do need to place down the water tank. Regardless of the tank's volume, 1 tank is required for every 3 sprinklers. Okay, cool. So yeah, I guess we need that. There's no output, only input, so we'll just put it... And luckily, I did get some water pumps from one of the previous things, so let's just get... I don't know, 2 of them. I don't know how good these things are just yet, but something like this. We'll split the power evenly. Okay, yeah, it's inputting water now, which is, I guess, good. And did this say it had to be in range? It doesn't say it has to be in range, but I think maybe it actually does. If I place this there, and I just place, you know, 2 trees or there and there, just to get a feel for see if that actually works. Will it water them? I'm so lost. Oh, it just... Okay, it watered them. It's watering them. Then they grow. This thing chops them down and pops them out here. And this says if we chain these 3 times in a row, we can actually make planks. So we'll just do... Like we go like 1, 2, 3? I feel like I might have to... Okay, so it doesn't actually mean connect like that, which is kind of confusing, I think. But, all right, there we go. I understand now. Now we should be talking. So we should be apparently selling planks. Okay, these actually are growing, but I don't know how this is going to cut them. Maybe they gotta get a little bit larger or something. But this is holding a lot of water, which is good. So must be some sort of timer thing. They are going to water again, so I guess this will work. I'll have to see if this does. And oh my gosh, we're at $25,000. Let's go. This is good. So if this thing works good, I mean, we can start making a lot of money off the trees. We'll just expand and continuously expand and hope for the best. Okay, I looked away for a second, looked back over, and this thing just harvested the tree and popped it in here. And I think it's, yeah, we have 2 oak logs in here. So we're gonna put that the output, and you can see now these are all gonna start working. So what we need to do, I think this right here will turn it into a chunk plank, and then once it goes into this one here, it will be turned into an actual plank, as you can see there. Or maybe after this one, it'll go to here and become a plank. And then we can use the press, and you can see here, we have planks from the sawmill. For 1 chunk plank is 3 of those. And we can press it like this, and it's worth 40 bucks a pop. And now we should start seeing the units popped in here. Yeah, there we go. So we get 3 units already. So this is pretty good, seemingly. So now that we got the idea of it, by the way, as long as the sprinkler is in place of the shack, it should work. Let's just put these here. And we're just going to want literally as many trees as we can grow, because we want to have basically an infinite amount of resources. So we're going to make sort of one of these designs. Maybe we can get these ones. I think it should be able to reach it. We'll have to just watch and see. If it doesn't, we'll just have to adjust. Just in case, we'll just pop a few more sprinklers on the outside here. And like it said earlier, for every 3 sprinklers, we need 1 water tank. So how many do we have? 1, 2, 3, so it's 4. We have 8. We're gonna need 3 of these bad boys. So let's get these just set up back here. All right, cool. So these should all be working now. Should all be pumping in water. Here you go. And this should be working. Yeah, everything is growing nicely. The ones that weren't are because these sprinklers just weren't ready yet. But everyone should have water. Everyone should be good to go. And this thing should be producing quite a lot of wood, which is going to be awesome for us. And the planks, I think, sell for hopefully a decent amount of money. But I think if I'm going to be doing like this, right, if I'm going to be spending all this time, in my mind, I mean, I might as well press them, right? All right, cool. So there's that. And we probably will need another... Yeah, this can hold 250 power by itself. Right now it's fine because these aren't using power, but when they actually do inherently need power, it's gonna be pretty hard on the system. So let's go ahead and add some more of these. Also, bottom right corner, or sorry, bottom left corner, you can see up to $40,000. Oh, and there we go. There we go. Look, 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 look. It's going to cut it down. Bada bing, bada boom. Now. And then it comes and drops the wood off into this little system here. And now it's on its way to wherever. Now, I don't know if this will mess up this system because it's technically 2 different things. You can see it's loading planks. So I'm going to go ahead and hit drive on that just to see if it'll carry on. But here in a second, we should start to hear the press going off. Yeah, this is going to go first, though. Because you can see it's cutting down. It's got a lot of trees to work through here. So this is going to be... This is going to be nice and good. And press is working. Nice. So I think my math is right. So we could sell 3 at 13 for like $33. Or no, wait, is my math not mathing? Because one plank is not, it's a 1-to-4 ratio. I honestly think it's not worth it. I mean, unless I use this to make something else. Yeah, I think I'm better off just leaving it. Well, we'll let these sell, these trees, whatever's grown, and then I guess from there we can change it, because it maybe I'm not mistaken here, right? But if it's $40 for one of these planks, it's actually 4 normal planks, which every plank is $13, so it'd actually be worth more to just do the actual planks, and it'd be faster. So if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So we should see this thing piling up. Okay, yep, it's gonna have to get driven manually. And then, yep, this thing is gonna just fill up. I'm gonna have it like that. It's faster. It sells for a little bit more money. And I'm here for money. So, sweet. So those 5, yeah, 5 of the plank to the second power for $195. 5 of them. I guarantee if I sell 6 of these, it's gonna be such a giant difference. It's not even gonna be fair. Let's see. Well, I just sold 6 for 75. Yeah, I'm not really a mathematician. Either way, we'll let this thing go, and maybe I'll come back eventually and expand onto it. It looks like the next thing we should get is the paper mill, which, let's just go ahead and research it. I mean, we're already kind of working over here. What do we need to do here? If it's the paper mill. So paper sells for $14.5 with a 4-to-8 ratio of just logs to paper. I mean, I guess it wouldn't hurt, although we have kind of a plank system set up right now, so it wouldn't really do us any good at the moment. But if it is modular, I should be able to just make a whole nother system, copy and paste basically what we have here again, and have it work perfectly in terms of making paper. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm literally bipolar. I can't decide what I'm up or down here. We're gonna keep it on the press. The planks sold for absolute nothing, so we're gonna just sell them as pressed. Cool, we'll let that just go. That's self-sustaining, which is always good for me. It's been raining for the past, like, actual in-game 30 minutes. Like, it's been insane. It needs to stop raining. But everything else seems to be doing pretty good. I wish, again, there was a way I could see what makes me the most money so I could double down on it. But we're doing all right. I will say I think the crude oil has something to do with it. In fact, let's see if we can actually go and enhance this, which we can. 3,500 RP. We can get the crude oil separator and the liquid boiler, and then diesel refinery. Let's go ahead and get that. If I go into here, the crude oil, it separates hot crude into diesel, gas, and residue. Okay, interesting. And then the liquid boiler is what actually superheats the crude oil. And then this refines crude diesel and poor quality diesel into their better counterparts. Okay, so I guess my question is, can I just, oh, these are pretty large. Can I just like sell, oh yeah, it looks like I can. See, there's 3 different outputs there. I think I could just sell like the gasoline by itself. Just send it to a truck, let it get sold, whatever. And same with whatever the residue is, just to make a little bit extra cash because I don't really need them. So let's leave this building for now. Let's go ahead and we need the liquid boiler. That's pretty simple though. It's going to just pop into here. It's going to superheat everything. Finally, it's done raining. And then we need the crude oil separator. So we'll just do that. And then we get 3 outputs. Does it actually tell us what it is? So this outputs diesel. This is gasoline. This is residue. Since residue isn't used anywhere, it's highly recommended to store it. Well, what is residue worth? Oh, you lose money. Is that for real? So it actually creates a byproduct that you really can't do anything with, except if we make this. Then we can sell it for nothing? Oh man, this is bad. I don't want that. So I guess we just store this. Now, here's my question. Where the heck do I store it at? So there's a liquid burner, which is a dump. Also, I'm gonna research these intersection pipes. Does this thing allow me to just burn all the crap? Because I'm fine with pollution if I don't have to burn any money. Rather burn the atmosphere than burn my wallet, you know what I mean? Dumping anything other than water, particularly residue, causes serious pollution. How serious are we talking? There we go, silos and tanks. We're gonna need a large one. We're gonna need the largest you've got. Medium, I guess, will have to work. So what we'll have to do... Oh, goodness, this is absolutely ratchet. Well, if they take this tank... It's only $500, actually. And place it here, and then pipe the residue into there. That's really unfortunate. Luckily, it doesn't take any power, so it shouldn't be too bad. And it's just literally a boom, boom. So residue is taken care of, and diesel is also kind of taken care of. Should we just sell the both of these things? That's my next question. Gasoline sells for 40.6, and diesel sells for 30.45. I guess the real reason you do this is for the generators to make tons of power. But I think for now we'll just we'll sell it all. All right, just looking at power here. This one takes 50. This one takes 30. So I mean, it's not going to be 0 power. We'll need some more good old-fashioned windmills. So there's power for those. So they actually, I think this one should be working. Gotta set them up first. And now, yep, it is working. You can see it's changing slightly. It's going to 5 and then back to 6. And this is also not synced up just yet. But there we go. There's that. That's getting synced up. Let's go ahead and just say that's going to go into that. So you can see we're already creating some residue. Oh, gosh. I'm getting myself into some serious trouble here, ladies and gentlemen, because what's going to happen here, right, is that thing's going to fill up, and I'm going to be left with no choice other than just to burn it. And then I'm going to start polluting the atmosphere, and that's probably not a good thing to do. Well, it probably is a good thing to do, honestly. No, it's not. Who thought that? And then we'll have just 2 different truck stops. I don't know if we can fit them both in right now, but if not, we'll fit them in a second. Okay, yeah, it's pretty big. We'll just do uno and dos. I also do desperately need to start thinking about upgrading my actual pipes, because there ain't no reason to have my pipes be all rusty and nasty. Also just found out you can actually drag and click. Where have you been my whole life? Make sure everything's working. Looks like it. And now, yeah, we were officially selling diesel and gasoline. Now, those are probably going to take a few centuries to actually fill up, simply because I don't think that's that fast. Oh, we're also out of the oil heater upper, so that's great. And this thing already has how much? 220. Okay. So this is a strange looking factory, but I think it'll work. All I know is this: the crude oil is not our bottleneck. It is this thing right here, because this thing literally can't keep up. So let's just, hey, let's expand. All right, cool. Now we have double those. Looks like maybe this can keep up a little bit better now. Hopefully. Now the question is, are we going to suck all of our crude oil production dry? Maybe. And that's a good thing if we do. And now we should see a little bit of a boost in the increase. Also, a bit of a boost in the increase of the residue. So not a complete win, but partial for sure. You can see we have 86 units, which 86 times 30, pretty good. That's a pretty good amount of money. And this over here is going to be worth even more if we actually can get it to work. And I'm tempted to say we can sell some gas, but let's use some for power. But that's for another time. I'm not worried about it right now. I'm just trying to make some moolah, like I've been saying all day. Modular tree farm is working off the distance. Research working over here. Our giant iron farm is working over there. And I think there is a pollution meter, which I would like to get, just because I'd kind of like to see how we're looking here. I think the scrubber might scrub like the air. I could have sworn there was something like that, but either I'm overlooking it or I'm just dumb. So we're up to 200 units now of gasoline, so 200 times 30. Is that 30 grand? Let's drive that and see. Also, I'm tempted to see what 92 units of gasoline sells for. Is that actually that much money? If so, we just found the freaking motherlode. Forget the residue, I'll just burn it. I'll burn it. 205 crude diesel for 2,561. Okay. Math wasn't even close. Also, it's crude diesel, which is interesting to have. Which, if I want to make it actual diesel... Oh, I think we actually use... Oh, that's... Okay, that's a byproduct. Crap. How do we make it better diesel? I think it said it was a diesel refinery, right? Which I don't think I've placed down yet. So let's get one of those down. If I was a guessing man, I'd guess it would be able to fit in here perfectly. So let's just go ahead and get that in here. I think it's a tier 2. Yeah, diesel refinery. Oh my goodness, that's not fitting anywhere near there. Wait, if I do this... Yeah, but the output's on the wrong side. Okay, so the diesel refinery can go in here. And then this will make outputs diesel of a higher grade. Oh no, it's residue again. Well, I've been wanting to try out these junctions, so we'll try the junction out right now. Let's see, we got a fluid pipe intersection here. Now, give me a little bit of time to actually figure out how this works. Actually, it might be pretty simple. Looks like we just pump blue in, blue out, and then red in, red out. It's actually ridiculously simple. Make sure this is also correct. Yep. And then I guess I need to do something like this, and then something like this, I guess. We'll test it out. Hopefully there shouldn't be any gasoline going in here. And gasoline should hopefully still be making its way through here. Okay. Just need power for this guy. Everything should be working, I hope. It's getting power. It's now getting crude oil or crude diesel. That's still going up. And that is transferring residue. See, this is now poor quality diesel. I feel like we're doing something incorrectly because I thought it was supposed to be better quality diesel. I mean, it is worth a lot more than it was before. It was like 13 before, now it's 21. Now we need to refine it again, I suppose. Although it's going to create even more residue, which is annoying. But I do have a line here already, so let's just tell it to go sell this, and we'll sell this. I guess we just make another one of these things? Okay, so now we should be creating the highest quality diesel possible, and everything should be getting taken care of as far as I'm concerned. It is working, and now we should see this start to output high quality diesel. Oh yeah, there it is. Yes. Okay, it feels good when a plan comes together. Now there we go. We're already at 9 units in there. I don't know how fast that's gonna work. I'm imagining it's gonna be pretty slow, but it's gonna be working nonetheless. This is a pretty complicated setup that I wasn't intending on doing, but I will take it for sure. As you can see here, we are still not able to process all of this, but now that's actually our bottleneck, which is a good issue to have, in my opinion. So, yeah, we'll let this work, make us some money, and hopefully in no time we're rich. And oh my goodness, next cell, there we go. Oh my goodness. 1 second, one more cell won't be there, but I thought we were going to hit off that, but we're 999,995. But we're almost 1/10 of the way there, which in all honesty is pretty dang good. But yeah, if there's a copy and paste button, I would absolutely love it. And there might be. And there we go, $100,000. Amazing. So I'm gonna get back to work and be back in a second. All right, I've been saving up research points. We get 13,000 to be exact. And I think the first thing I need to do is get this. It's gonna be 3,000, but it's gonna be better item pipes, which I think just makes everything faster. I also have to get this, but it's only 1,300, so we'll get that as well. Now, we got that all done. Where was I at last? It's been a couple of days since my last recording session. I'm pretty sure, it's hard to tell, but I'm pretty sure our new system that we just built is making us pretty good money. I think the gasoline siphoning plant is pretty good. You can see here, it doesn't fill up super quick. This one actually fills up faster, which is odd. You can see here, we are at 753 liters out of 3,000 for residue. So, I mean, that's not great. And I was looking online just for some ideas and stuff. And yeah, we desperately need to get scrubbers really quickly, or else the the pollution will get to a point where we can't undo it. And do you see how it's foggy? I don't know if that's a weather thing or if that's pollution, but I'm hoping that it's just a weather thing. Other than that, our tree farm seems to be doing good as well, but it's hard for me to know what's making me the most. So I'm just gonna guess and say probably our newest thing. But with 8,000 RP, I probably should save up again and get this, the research station level 2, which is actually a tier 3 item. But I do need to get that, and it's only 12,000 to get it. So we kind of need to get it relatively soon just to make this whole process a lot easier and a lot shorter. So what I'm going to do, we already have, 2 lines of this. We're going to go ahead and make it a 3rd. So now I'm going to get the windmills plugged in. And I got to say, these things seem to be kind of overpowered, which I'm a fan of personally. But yeah, I think it's safe to say these things are pretty freaking sweet. Let's see. Need one of these. And then we just get these all hooked up like so. And this should be a pretty big increase in terms of research. I'm not sure the actual rates of how often these produce. I mean, come on, this has got to be close to like super efficient. I mean, we're already up at 9,899 just already, so that's good. We just added another section onto there, which we're gonna keep these because they actually, well, I don't know for sure, but I'm pretty sure they don't actually cause any pollution, so that's always a good thing. But now I think what we're gonna do is just expand all of this, and you can see we're already at $182,000. Isn't bad at all, but some of that will get sucked back into expenses, of course, for building the new facility. But I think we can make a lot more money in the long run if we get this going right now. So what I'm gonna do is take a look at this, see if there's any ways we could just improve it, and if not, we'll build a whole another one and just make it kind of double time, and then they'll also import into these 2 spots, and we'll continue as normal. So starting off at the very beginning, you see because these are all full, these all have 6 liters of oil still. This thing here is our bottleneck at first, so it cannot produce fast enough to keep up with the crude oil. Then we look in here and we say, well, maybe not, because these are all full, so this might just be out of space to output into, which it does look like that might be the case. So then we say, okay, well, it might be this machine. Because as you can see here, some of these are empty. Let's check here, though. Okay, so the crude diesel is actually stopped up here. So now this is our bottleneck. So let's check our output here. It's going out of one into another. And yeah, it looks to me like this might be our bottleneck because we're not producing a whole ton. You can see that's how much we're producing, right? So what we might end up having to do is make this kind of a split system. So there's 4 of these bad boys, 2 lines of 2, because our current production line is really actually pretty good. And I guess this is fine. I guess this is fine for the time being. But we need to split this up so there's actually 4 machines going at once. So without further ado, let's get that started. But I don't know what the best way to do it is. So what I'm going to do is just leave this. This can be our first plant. And I'm just going to go over here and create a whole second plant. We'll have new pipes. Everything will be upgraded, and I'm hoping that'll be enough to kind of keep this thing going in terms of money. Now, we need some scrubbers desperately, but we're working on RP to get some RP grinding out so we can not have to worry about that anymore. But for the time being, let's get these things going quickly. And I'm thinking, yeah, this fog definitely, I mean, maybe it is weather. I mean, it rained for like 3 days the other time, so maybe it is, but I'm thinking it's a little bit of pollution. All right, let's take a look at these new pipes. Nice and shiny, no longer rust bucket, disgusting pieces of crap, which is always a good thing. I'll tell you what, we got to make sure our power is officially like set up before we do anything crazy here. Okay, what I'm gonna do is actually just kind of have it set up like this because I want to be able to have 3 of those first buildings on here, and that might not be needed. It might be a little bit overkill, but I want this thing to be overkill. I think this thing is gonna be the machine that gets us to $1 million, to be completely honest. Now, what do we actually need? So liquid boilers are first. Okay, so inputs are there. Outputs are on the side, which is definitely a little bit strange, but I think we can still make it work. So we're just gonna put these flush like so, and I don't need that much space to get them out. Maybe a 3 block gap, and that's actually perfect what we have right here. Cool. And then it would be splendidly easy if I could just pop these in here. Sometimes, okay, it does let me. So I guess it's based off of how you place them. Boom. So there we go. These are all gonna be set up. So all this it's going to be pumping out crude oil. It's going to come into here. Is then going to become not superheated, but heated oil, right? I think. And then from here, it needs to. I want to have 2 of those first buildings, which I don't even know what those buildings are. So we go from the heaters to this machine, which I'm going to have 2 of these as well, because I want my issue to be not enough oil pumps. You know what I mean? That's what I want my real issue to be. So this is the, what is this? Not the separator. Is it? Yeah, I guess it is. Yeah, it is. Okay, cool. And I want this to keep going straight back, if at all possible. Let's see. If I were to place them like here and here, right? What's the output looking like? That's the input. Outputs are all in the back. This could work fine. Okay, cool. This is what we'll do. Just gotta connect these all up. Click and drag is, wonderful. Okay, so that's all set up now. So it's gonna come from the heaters into the crude oil separators, and now we're gonna have a bit of an issue here, okay? Because we gotta store the crap, and we gotta keep the good stuff. And what I think I should do is, I think I can connect these, and the total might just connect. Like if I do this, right? I think that's working. I think they're gonna fill up slowly over time. I think. So here we go. This is going to be residue. And I think these are just both residue here. And then this is going to output gas. This is going to output diesel. So that's actually fine. We can make this work. We might have to use some junctions, but that's fine. That's why we have them. Or the, whatever they're called. No, the intersection. And matter of fact, can I get better intersections yet? 5,000 RP. I'm good. I mean, luckily, we're not dealing with that much, amount of stuff. So it shouldn't mess us up too bad, I'm hoping. But how do we want to do this, right? So we need to have a turn here. And honestly, I think we just like kind of go out a little ways, like maybe there, and then maybe something like that. And then we could just do a quick turn there and put a junction in on that side. So residue should hopefully be able to just go and fill up all this crap like so. Put a junction in there like that. And everything should be connected like so. At least I'm hoping. Now, we'll need some junctions in here to get these things out of here, but that's fine. So we'll just go something like this and this. And then I don't know how large these things are. We got a rusty pipe intersection, rusty fluid pipe intersection. Okay, so I need to do 1, 2. If that makes any sense. And then red will go through here. Blue is already continuing through there. Okay, this is a pretty complicated setup. Let me walk you through it. So like I said before, we got gas on the left, we got diesel on the right. They're gonna both cross over these lines here and kind of go down like this. And then we got the gas from this, which are gonna cross over the diesel line and combine here, and the diesel line, which will combine here. So we got diesel here, gas here, and everything is running off the residue to there. So that's good. So now after this building, we have to go to the diesel, whatever, these things. And then, so it's 2 of those, and then it's to the selling point. So it should be good. So now we're just going to do 2 of those, which is actually a total of 4. And the gasoline can be instant sold. So I actually might be able to squeeze this gasoline in here on the left. Does look like I can. Let me put it like here. And then if I could just delete these, boom. So now all the gasoline is going to directly be sold right there. So now we have just one little line that we got to just continue out a little way so we have no space. And then let's go ahead and do this, right? As a matter of fact. Back to buildings, we need the diesel refinery. Input needs to be there. That's kind of unfortunate. I guess it'll work though. Yeah. Not really a great way to do this. So what we're going to do is just put one in like this. I guess I could put it the other way, but yeah, let's do like this. Just keep it easy. And then, yeah, I guess we'll just mimic it. So we'll just place another one like that. And so all the diesel is connected at the moment. I'm wondering if I could do without that. What I mean by that is just place 2 more of these, right? And basically what I'm thinking is we'll say this line, we'll put a turn here. This will turn down. This will just go in right there, and it'll go out, back into there, and then back out to the back here into the selling point. And then this one will go down 1, continue all the way down, then in, out, and then out to sell. And that way we're not like just stopping them all up, because I can't just do like one line because it'll mess it all up, right? So we got to do this way. I think this is actually a pretty smart idea to make it a little bit more efficient, hopefully. So we have one of those in there. Let's get all my turns set up now. Boom, boom, boom. Then I go out that way. That will be coming in so straight. So it'll be like that. Then that'll come out back in there like that. Okay, that should be all connected. And then output right here and do a selling point right there. Okay, cool. Now I'm sure I'm gonna have some issues with the actual pipes, but we can fix that no problemo at all. So there we go. So that's gonna go there, and then here, and then here, and then here, and then here. Cool. And that'll be good. This is gonna be pretty amazing. Let me go ahead and check all the pipes, make sure everything looks good from the very beginning, and we should be good to go. So these are all, yeah, outputting, inputting, output, 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 input. Lots of outputs. This is very confusing. Hopefully I did this right. We're going to be able to figure out here in a little bit though, ladies and gentlemen. That's going to go in there. These are all set up perfectly. Perfect, 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 perfect. Okay, cool. Awesome. So what we got to do now is figure out power. So what I'll do is, we don't actually need that many to power all these things. But what I will do is just attach a little battery in the back. Just in case. All right, just as a, you know, as a precautionary action. Okay, it's a big word for me to say. I just don't want to have a chance of anything going wrong here. So we'll sync it up to the battery first. As you can see here, it's already getting some power. And then we'll just come through here and say, hey, everyone, let's get to work. All right, everyone has power except for you. Now everyone does have power. It looks to me like these are able to keep up. Just to be certain, let's go ahead and get, I don't know, 2 more. I hope this thing can actually hold all these connections. Oh my gosh, it can. All right, cool. And those are definitely going to be good for now. You can see, oh my gosh, these things can hold 40 liters of crude oil. That's amazing. So we should never run out of space. Those are all set up nice and good. And I actually did a good job accidentally of leaving space for powers in between each of these. So they don't all have to be on the same system. They can all be on different systems. Which, do you want that? And in Roblox, I think it'll be okay. So we'll put those there. We'll place this here. Let's get these all synced up. Okay. Bada bing, bada boom. Everyone's getting crude oil. So now we should start seeing some hot crude oil. Nice. Which is going to be pumped out here, the diesel separators. This might not be enough power for this system though. These are big buildings. I'm a little bit nervous, but I think we might be okay. And maybe I will sync them all up. I think maybe that's kind of a decent idea. So now these 2 buildings are officially on. You can see because of the black smog coming out of the top of them. So we should start to see now, yeah, some crude diesel. Very nice. And we should also start to see some gasoline, hopefully. I haven't seen this thing tick up to 1, so I think it's just really low. But yeah, I mean, it should be going in and out. Oh, that's right. I gotta actually set these up here. There's the gas. Okay. I forgot. All right, there we go. Now everyone should be happier-ish. And this one, my goodness, yeah, we already have 40 crude diesel in here. Nicely done. So that's all powered. That's all powered. Now we gotta just power these bad boys, which should be decently simple. We'll just do 3 of these things per building, and that should be fine. And then we should start making money. Okay, everything is now working. This one's working. There shouldn't be a ton of stuff here. It still says crude diesel. Well, that's right, though. Yeah, because that'd be the first input. And then there should be high-quality diesel here. It's got power. We're just waiting on some more of this. Oh, we have a couple that just decided not to be connected. That's cool. That's why you always check, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, crap. Man, I thought I was doing so good. Okay. So these buildings output residue, which makes sense because it's trying to pump residue. Oh, no. Yeah, it's trying to pump residue into these things. Okay, we gotta shut down the plant. Okay, that was terrible. So I forgot these things produce residue, and so I pumped the residue into the next diesel factory. So I had to delete those, replace them down. That fixed that issue. And then I had to come in here and route all these junctions up, or whatever these things are called. They're all wired up now. They should be working good. So now you can see, right, the gasoline, or sorry, the diesel will go into here. It worked on. The poor quality diesel will come out this side into the next machine. And then the crap will go straight down onto this line here, which I've made cross over here, which then crosses over there, which then goes back to the residue. Very complicated, but it does work, at least in theory. So now it's time to reconnect these bad boys, and hopefully we see all of them just start turning. We have a couple people upset about the connections, but that's all right. We got that fixed. Don't worry about it. So there we go. That's spinning. That's spinning. That's spinning. We should see this thing fill up finally with boom, diesel. Okay, no, the smog fog thing is actually unbelievable. I gotta get some scrubbers ASAP. But yeah, I do think this is working. Yep, you can see this is actually filling up. Pipe wise, I think everything is now correct. Everything has ins and outs. Beautifully done. This is yeah. I mean, that just hurts my brain to think about, but we got it done. So, let's see how we're doing. Like, do we need more production? What are we bottlenecking at? Okay, so these things here actually aren't getting enough. These are all producing, which is good. It's a good thing. But you can see these things are just keeping up super quickly. So we got to add some more of these things, which that's a really easy fix and a good thing to have. That's exactly what we wanted, is to have more production. I hate when I misclick by a ½ inch. Can I go through the whole menu again? All right, that should be good for now. Nice. Let's get these all connected. Those are all good. I am trying to overload this system, okay? I want this thing to be pushed to its absolute maximum efficiency possible. Okay, I want this thing to be begging for mercy. Okay, everything now has power. You can see this thing's just getting worked on. And that's going to be probably over double the amount of previous crude oil. It probably will take a little bit of time if it's going to build up. So we're gonna let it kind of cook for a little bit. But that's good. Let's go right now before I forget. I can't even see my researches. Oh my goodness, this is bad. This is really bad. I don't need to get the scrubber first. I can't afford it anyways. Let's get the research station level 2. I think I'm just gonna leave these because they don't, well, actually, I don't know if they do create pollution. I'm gonna hope they don't. Greater salary produces more, right? So that's fine. What the heck? What do they need? Water? Actually, no, wait, what do they need? Yeah, water. Okay. It's probably like water cooled. That's probably what their reasoning is. Let's get a whole line of these. Let's just get one line because I got to get water production, which is going to be annoying. So let me get that. I have no idea how much of this crap I'm going to need, so we're going to just prepare for the worst. And I actually want to pump these into the storage silos and then take from there because these things are ridiculously easy to connect. And I have these things like just constantly cycling to each other, which I've never done before. So I'm tempted to see how that's going to work. And then, yeah, this should be good. We're going to just pipe out and go like, yeah. And let me actually get the power working first because I just want to make sure these things are taken care of. These things don't take very much power though, so shouldn't need a ton of them. Okay, that's a ton of them. We'll put everything on one system. All right, everybody. All right, this is officially making water. Oh, yeah, that's a lot of water. Oh, it's raining. Oh, goodness. It's going to be like acid rain because of how much pollution's in the environment. Oh, no. All right, those are charging up now. Let's get these run. And I'm really kind of taking a guessing game here, but I hope this is going to be enough water. Oh, I think so, because all the pipes are already completely full. We're looking on power. Oh, yeah. Fine on power. Oh, my, look at the RP. It's just going up constantly. That's freaking sweet. All right, we'll have scrubbers in no time. The atmosphere. Oh, I can't see a thing. Oh, no. Do I feel bad? No, not at all. This system over here is awesome looking. I'm sorry. What are we looking like here? Okay, we still just cannot pump enough crude oil to keep up with this, which I'm fine with. That's a fine issue to have. We can start doubling up, I guess, again, getting even more crude oil. But I'm gonna wait a second. I guess it don't matter. We're already too far gone to say this world's already cooked. All right, so let's just get her done. All right, there's even more crude oil. My goodness, we still can't keep up. That's a good issue to have. That's gonna be even more money though. Let's see, actually, like, how are we looking on selling? I mean, yeah, 4, 5, 6. We've almost got it to like, it's like 1 a second. So that's fine with me. It's max at 400 units. How's the gas looking? We probably just recently sold. Make sure the gas is actually hooked up correctly. Yeah, it looks like it. We're looking on residue. 400 or 500 liters of residue already. Goodness gracious. Okay, goody. There's enough for the scrubber. We can start fixing this planet one scrub at a time. Gonna try to find a corner I can just build these in. All right, uses high-tech nonsense to remove pollution. I like that. Turn CO2 and water into residue. Oh no. More residue? Are we being for real? So we just need water in, residue out. That's fine. We're gonna medium, silo, maybe even 2 of them, because I'm not sure how much this is gonna actually suck. It's 30K for 1 of them, so I need to be careful with how much I spend. But we kind of need to, I feel like. I'm gonna just do like this, actually. Just mirror them. It won't work. Okay, the rain has finally stopped. All right, that's all set up, hopefully. Okay, now we just need power, and I'm not really sure how quickly these things work, but my goodness, it needs to be pretty decently fast because we're cooked. The good thing I like about my world, though, is the only thing creating pollution for the most part are like the buildings, because my power is all green, baby. Okay, everybody should have water. Why is there no water? Okay, I don't know what it was, but for some reason they weren't working, but now they are. Only have 1 though. I don't know, man. I am not smart enough for this game. The fact that I made it this far is decently impressive. Okay, we got scrubbers. Hopefully this is going to be able to keep up. That produces a ton of residue. Oh goodness gracious me. So here we go. We got a pollution meter. I don't know why I didn't do this yet. But for some reason I didn't. I thought I had to unlock it, but I already had it unlocked. I'm a silly guy sometimes. Okay, 54%. Not great. Now, I can tell you this. I feel like it already is maybe a little better. I can't even see my truck over there. My goodness. Yeah, hopefully it goes down. We'll check that later. But, yeah, pollution's pretty bad. I'm not gonna lie. It turns out the pollution actually hurts your sell rate. So you want to have lower pollution to make more money. Whoops. So maybe here in a second, I'll just come back and make a larger scrubber system. Yeah, I think I might have to. This hasn't dropped at all. If it had dropped a percentage, I'd be comfortable. I mean, if it's not going, it went up. Okay. So I need more scrubbers. But they're $30,000 a piece. I mean, I can get 3 of them. I guess we have to, just to increase our sell prices alone. It's worth it to me. So we already have water, so let's just use this water. Let's just, I'm gonna space them out maybe 2 apart, like so, and hope that makes it a little easier. What I'm actually going to do, because I can do this without having to do any of those crossovers, just gonna kind of route everything behind. Okay, I think, yeah, these are all working now. Don't worry about the arrows. They are reversed. I don't know why they still go the way, but they do work. They all are getting water, except for this one. Probably 1 arrow. Yeah, there we go. Also, I figured out you can just drag these. It makes it a lot easier. So, water now. Yeah, cool. Awesome. So now, that should be better. If it goes down at all, I'm a happy camper. If it goes down 1%, I'm happy. Go back to 54 for me, please. Because I know it's also hurting my tree farm, wherever that might be. So I'm gonna wait for a little bit, try to get this pollution down, and be back when I figure something out. Okay, so I've been doing some expansions, there's the word, and it's been going decently all right. But the issue is now, as you can see here, some of my things don't have any water. No water on this one, no water on this one. That might just be a piping issue, to be honest. It is. Well, that's an easy fix. I thought I was gonna have to go through and add more watering systems, but let's see. Yep, there we go. It has water. Cool. Also, I unlocked this thing, which can hold that much, which is sweet. We definitely needed it. The only issue is now these ones over here are going to fill up very quickly, and that's not a great thing. You can see you have a little bit of space left in there, but yeah, this many machines barely works. And so every time I get $30,000, I am left with no choice but to add yet another scrubber into the system, which I don't love doing, but I kind of have to do it. I don't really have an option because I literally can't see anything at this point in time. So at this point, you can see 30,000 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So that's like $333,000 that I could have been saving towards my $1 million goal, but just because I want to be legitimate, I got you guys. So I gotta add some more machines onto our given lines. But the only issue is this whole system's kind of cooked, and I decently need to redo it all. So I think I'm going to. But the most painful option here, or the painful process of deleting every individual pipe, it just thinking about doing it makes you want to crash out. To be honest, we'll see the pollution meter go up a little bit, but that's fine. I'm sure it'll be all right. But I'm basically gonna set it up now that we can just have it be a complete straight shot, if you know what I'm saying. Like before, it was pretty complicated. We had to do a whole lot of junctions and figuring out, running out of space, all that fun stuff. And I wanted to do it a different way this time. Oh my gosh. Shift click. Oh my gosh. That is so nice. I'm going to be abusing this every time I have the chance to do it. Oh my gosh. Look, 230, 253. I'm a little bit dyslexic. Clicks saved. 93 clicks just saved. Oh my gosh, that's so massive. That is massive. Because now I got a general idea for it. I looked up online, and I don't know if I said this already before, but they said I need at least 10 to 15. And I was like, not happening. I mean, come on, guys. What do I look like here? I'm not made of money. I can't just place that many things down at once. But you know what? I think we can get this going. I'm already at 11. Okay, if I can get to 15, we can start cranking that thing down. We're going to be in a good spot. But yeah, I didn't realize how bad it was going to get till it was already too late. But I guess that's kind of the human discovery, you know, the journey of life. So I'm going to do this, right? Because if I flip them like so, you can see it kind of messes everything up. The outputs are flipped, the inputs are flipped. Just kind of complicates the entire process. So what I need to do is figure out a way to have enough space to get everything out the back and everything that I want out the front. So what I'm going to do, I think, is a 1-block gap, right? And just going to go around that every side. Boom, boom. You know what I mean? So we're going to have all the residue in the back and all the water going into the front, and that should be easy peasy lemon squeezy. Now I'm just going to keep going this way as far as humanly possible, and when I get to the end, like so, I'm gonna go on the other side. And I don't know how many more of these to place, but apparently I can just keep going. That was my last one. Okay, cool. So now we have 12, and luckily we already have all the pipes and everything built, bought, so we're not really hurting in terms of that. Boom. So all the turns are done, and everything can just be pumped into this one gold silo, and I hope that's going to be enough. Those things cost 100 grand to build, as you can see. So I built one, and I was like, yeah, never again. That's absolutely ridiculous. What I think I'll do now is just, let's start placing all of these. That's satisfying as crap. Oh my goodness, I didn't mess up once. And then all of these, and you kind of get the gist. So I'm gonna get this set up and show you guys what I'm thinking. Okay, so this is kind of the thing I'm thinking of here. We get them all lined up nice and evenly. Everything's nice and simple. The things all go back behind, connect into there. And then I got all the water pumps over here. I did expand. I like tripled the amount we had before, but to be fair, we have a lot of these things. So I want to be nice and sure that everything's gonna get water, which everything, surprisingly enough, is. So now I gotta do what I did before and just continuously expand. I did add a lot of space. I kept a lot of space to be able to, you know, expand when needed, because in that short amount of time, we went from, I think, 57 to 60%. So that short amount of time, me actually rebuilding everything, the pollution went up a lot. So we had to be very careful and make sure these things are always staying on, or else, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna be in some deep crap. So I can get one more right now, and I can almost, I'm so close to getting another one. So close. That'll put us at 14 if I buy this next one. So that's pretty good. I mean, that's a lot of scrubbers. I haven't seen the thing go down yet. Still at 60, but it's okay. We're gonna get this all in check. We're gonna get our pollution back down. All right, and then, hey, gasoline just sold for $14,000. Okay, Dan. All right, just like that, easily done. These two are also linked up. Can I make this work? Pretty far. Yeah, it's pretty far. All right, there's 2 more. That's 14 scrubbers, and we're still at 60% pollution. That's not great, I'm not gonna lie. What I will also do is just combine these lines, because we need as much power as possible. These things here are not gonna need that much power. Yeah, these are not taking like any power at all, so hopefully that'll help even more. Everyone is getting water though. Everyone should be working. And also before, when I had it set up before, I had 2 that also weren't working the entire time. So we were really only working about 9. So it should be better. But yeah, I'm still only seeing 60%. And I'm hoping that these things can slowly but surely work their way through everything. I'm going to go through, make sure everything works, which I'm pretty sure it is, but just double check everything, and then I'll be back once I have some results to show you on this pollution meter. So BRB. Okay, I got an idea. So I was looking here, right? Look how low the power is. 50 and each out of 500, right? It's getting 60 and it's getting sucked back down to nothing. I mean, I placed a couple more windmills. And then it occurred to me, I could just get the better windmill. And so I will. 20,000 RP, which we have tons of it. What are we talking price-wise? $100,000? Oh my. Okay, well, that makes sense. This thing's absolutely giant. Yeah. Also, I figured out something else. If you hold shift, you can see how much something produces. Like this, it's a flow rate of 15 kilo MF per second. Or like, hey, how much is this input a second? 6 liters a second. So I don't know why I didn't know that before, but I didn't. But yeah, just hold shift. Also, we went down 1%. Let's go. Feels good. And I only have $4,000. So I'll let this kind of cook on the backside of things. I can't really expand any more stuff because I don't need to create any more pollution. So it's kind of unfortunate. But man, look how simple our first factory was compared to what we just built over yonder, wherever that is. Man, what a day and night difference. So yeah, I'm just going to have to save up some money because I'm out of everything. And I'll be back when I have some cash. Okay, so it's been some time, and I actually got it figured out. We can see we're down to 46%, like it's nothing. It does take 2 big windmills to power all these things, and even still, you can see some of them are still on very low power, but I don't really care, quite frankly, enough to worry about it anymore, because it is working pretty quickly. So, now we can finally go back to our regularly scheduled program and see what we need to do next. And I think we have this, right? This is the industrial diesel refinery. Basically, it just upgrades all of our current diesel generator things, which is definitely probably pretty good. We can do water filtering, excuse me, which would be kind of cool. So I'm gonna start unlocking now. And 30,000 for the plastic stuff. We're gonna have to do it. Plastic molding and then water bottling is also very important, because if I come into here, bottles, let's see here. Plastic bottles by themselves sell for $72, and water bottles, which is water and plastic bottles, sell for $174, which is pretty insane. And we can also use the plastic bottles to get rid of the residue, which I don't really care about now. Oil bottles is actually, wait, that's more and probably easier to do. Cheap water bottles, it's worth 130. Refined diesel water bottles is pretty freaking insane. So yeah, this is pretty good. So I'm gonna start working on that. We will probably have to get some more scrubbers eventually to counteract this, because well, these things aren't super insane just yet, and I also don't know how much this is gonna cost. It might just cost a ridiculous amount of money. Let's see. Yeah, it's insane. Oh my gosh. So I would like to do that, but it doesn't seem like it's going to be super possible just yet. But for now, let's check. What is this all for? Research. That's right. Okay. I mean, the world I think is a little bit clearer. It's going to be hard for me to tell. If I go on a build menu, oh, this is actually how it looks. So yeah, it's pretty insane how bad it is right now, but that's okay. Okay, I'm over here looking at this, and for some reason, this one's not working. Now, I'm not tripping here, right? It needs, crude diesel goes in, and then it should be consistently pumping that out and filling up the poor quality diesel. But you can see here, everything's set up correctly. It has stuff in there. Maybe I just reset the connection and that'll, I mean, it's a possibility it doesn't have enough power, but no, that's full. I'm gonna try just deleting the building and replacing it. Okay, now it's working. I don't know if that's just a bug for something that just happens every time I reload the game, or if that was never working, but I hope that's not the case, because I feel like an absolute buffoon if that's the case. So we should see this thing now filling up. We got poor quality diesel. Oh, we're gonna reset up all these real quick. There we go. Now this one is also working and should be exporting. Okay, so maybe we were only running on half of the efficiency. These are all full. Yeah, these are all full of crude diesel. So we are only running on half the normal amount of efficiency. And it might also be because these are full. 2 of them are full, but I can put another one of those gold things down here. That'll be a solution for that. So it is working now, which I guess is all that matters. Interesting. You know, I suppose we could also refine it again and get refined diesel. So we could pump everything into where this is right now, turn it into refined diesel, because we're selling diesel, which is worth 30. Refined diesel is worth 40. So it's $10 more. And it might be worth it in the long run, but for now, let's leave it as is. Also, we're getting to the point where I could probably just go through and start deleting all my old factories, because they're not really making us a ton of money, but they do make us a little bit. Like the coal, for example, we could probably be pretty confident in selling right now. Okay, I think I got my next idea, what I want to start working on. So, as you guys know, we have our tree farm, right? And it's pretty good, pretty decent. But we can definitely improve it. And that is by using this thing right here, the craft assembler. If you go to the recipes, you can see we got 12 planks and 20 nails. We can make chair. And one chair sells for 1,000 buckaroos. Now, we got the wood down. We just need to make the nails, which is easy enough. We just got to use a roller on an iron ingot. And every 2 iron ingots, we get 16 nails. And a chair uses 20. So it's like 4 iron ingots will make 1 chair. And 12 planks will make 1 chair, right? So let's see how to do this. Now, I have these things kind of just stockpiling right now. But we have the planks right there. If I was to try and do this, just on a simple note, we'll go back and make a better one eventually. So this is nails, and this will be the planks. Let's go ahead and get these synced up. So we're now storing planks in here. And all we gotta do now is get some iron, which is super simple. And then we gotta turn it into ingots, which I think all we have to do, if I'm not mistaken, let's see, were they level 1s? Must have been. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, we need the electric furnace. We'll melt them down and then give us ingot molders. Yeah, okay. Now, I wonder if we could just repurpose our current ingot molders and just use those. Depends on where I actually put them because I don't really remember. Here they are. So here's our iron drills. You can see these are doing decently well. And they make a couple. So instead of making them into those, we'll roll them, expand this whole thing, and upgrade this whole system because we should be able to make a lot more than what we currently are. So this might be kind of overpowered. Although this is so far away and it's really mid. I don't know if I could just copy these. I don't think I can. So we'll just delete these and move it over here because I will be able to use the items again, which I guess is a positive. Nice, these things are working nice and hard. We already have 32 planks. So let's start working on this. Actually, do I have a better iron drill? Here's iron. There's the steel, but yeah, I'm not seeing a better one of those. Okay, that's fine. So we're just going to place a couple of these down because we're going to need a heck of a lot of these things. And then power, I mean, you already know we're good. We've upgraded our power so much since we last used iron that it shouldn't be a bad issue at all. All right, cool. So everything's linked up now. Things officially creating crap. So now all we have to do is get these all fed out here, which we will then feed them into a couple of the furnaces because I remember the furnaces being so unbelievably slow. Which, do we have a better electric furnace? Or the blast furnace, but I can't even imagine how much that's going to cost. So yeah, for now, let's just place these down. Let's see, what does it actually want? We need... The fact that there's 2 inputs is definitely strange. Maybe we haven't been using them correctly. Maybe we can be inputting them twice, and that will speed up the process. I don't really know. We'll try on this one. We'll see what happens, and hope for the best. All right, now we should start seeing these collect into there. Now this should all be set up correctly. The corners sometimes glitch out, which is strange, but there we go. So now, yeah, everyone has iron. These are already filling up, which is great. So now if we add some more power in here, which I think each of these having their own windmill is plenty of power. You can see these are all creating iron. And they work, yeah, pretty dang slow. But with 4 of them, I'm hoping it won't be too bad. So we have those. We need iron ingot molders, which I think something like this could be fine. Leaving a 1 block gap in between like that. I guess that's kind of like a half block. So there's all those. And then I think we should just do a similar situation here where 1 can power 2 of them, although it's probably smarter to just do this. No, I can't fit them in there. I can fit these in here. Let's do 3 per side, then connect them like this, and then these will go to each of these. That should be enough power for those. All right, so these are officially creating ingots, and now we just need rollers. And we also have to make sure we have enough space to get this out of here. So let's make sure we get this lined up first. Don't need a ton of space. We'll just tuck it out maybe this far and then straight out to sell. Now, I might need a couple of these things depending on how fast they work. And if so, I'll readjust. But for the most part, this should be good. Connect them all like so to this. And then need rollers. Yes. Iron ingots to nails. Okay, cool. Also, I have no idea how fast these are going to work. So we'll have to test this out. And I would like to just delete this thing and move it, but I do not want to lose all these planks that I have in here. 100 planks already, so we're not moving it. We have to make this work, at least for a little bit. Actually, what I'll do is I'll cut off the arm of this thing so it has whatever it needs now. Once it's done, we can move it because we're gonna need more space over here. I mean, I can already tell you that much. And then we'll just do we need like at least 2 rollers, but then we can't get them out. So let's do like this. Oh wait, this actually works perfect here. We'll just do something like this. We can tuck them all in here nicely. Okay, that's all set up now. So these need power, but basically they're going to shoot out of the purple This will circle around to each of these. Boom, 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 boom. These will produce nails, and they'll shoot down, and that will connect to there. Okay. Whew. Now we need some more power. These shouldn't take very much power at all, but never can be too sure. All right, those are working, and we'll use these two to power the actual crafter. So once these are getting nails, this should start working. Yep, it's already working. Look at the nails just piling in. We like that. So now we should have one chair created. Yep, one chair. So now this might not be like super overpowered just yet, but I think you guys can catch my drift that this can be very good in the long run. So we'll just put the original truck depot in here just because I'm producing that many at a time, so we can start selling them a little bit faster than normal. That's 10 already, or that's $2,000 already. And yeah, so this thing is not gonna be able to work fast enough to keep up. We have a lot of both of these things already. So let's get these things a little bit better off. That's $3,000 we've already made. So now we have both of our inputs here. We officially sold our chairs. There we go. So this is gonna work really good, actually speaking. We'll allow these to fill back up, which you can see they're already doing nice and well. We'll have to expand our tree farm eventually because we're gonna run out of wood. But for now, this is great. We're just gonna carry these down, and now, okay, craft assemblers. What's the best way to do this? So they all have double inputs and one output. So there's not really a great way to do this. Not without having to put a crap ton of stuff. Unless we leave a 1 block gap, we can kind of come around the back with the wood, and the front can be saved strictly for the nails. And I say, yeah, let's do 4 of them for now. Basically, this is the wood. It's gonna come around the back like so, and then curve, 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 curve. Nicely done. And then this one's pretty simple. We'll just bring it down nice and close and get that all the way across. So something like this to get the wood in there. All right, cool. So everything is being routed correctly. Ooh, dang it. 1 second. Okay, I got everything up and running now. I've used these things again, but everything is running smoothly. But I can tell you already, we're running out of planks, so that's our next upgrade. These things are actually pretty easy to keep everything like filled up. You can see you have 200 nails and everything. Hopefully I'm right about this. Yeah, 200 nails and everything, so those are all good. These bad boys over here desperately need some work, so that's what I'm gonna work on now. As long as the planks end up going back in here, we're good to go. So we desperately need to just delete all this and pretty much start from scratch. So short pipes need to come out of here, and I'm gonna say they're gonna actually need to turn because we need some more space here. So we'll do something like this, and then what I'm gonna do is basically just split it, right? So it's gonna go 2 ways and then split it again. So now we have a total of 4 different directions that we can kind of split off from. So we'll have 1 set of them there, 1 set of them there, 1 set of them there. And what I'm gonna do is basically we need to upgrade everything. And I think actually there is an industrial sawmill, which is here. It's 15,000 RP, and that might be worth unlocking, and maybe we can actually place it down. Let's see, to tier 3. It's going to be here. It's only $75,000. Needs steam to operate instead of power. Turns wood into planks 1 step at a time. Chain 3 in a row together to create planks. You can see in 10 seconds it'll cut those down, but we need a lot of those. How fast do these work? So it's half the time. Forget that, not gonna lie. So basically how I want this to work is we'll have like bada bing. It's barely not gonna fit, so we'll do bada boom, and that's 2 of those already done. And sadly we gotta kind of be annoying here. It won't just flip, it has to be, you know, upside down. I'm thinking of a better way to do this, and I think that's gonna be doing something like this, right? So they'll come up into the ear, right? And then out of here, we're gonna need 2 more. So we're gonna need a sawmill here, and then we can do the same thing here. So that once it's in, right, we're good to go. It's just gonna be a little curve there, a little curve there, and then output will wrap around and go back to there. And same here. So that's 2, and that's 3. So that's actually easy as crap to keep to be efficient. Yeah, so if we make them touch like this, so we can split off another one here, then we can have another one here. So 1 there, 1 there. So that's 1, 2, and 3. And we cannot have a 4th one, but that's okay. So what we have to do now, do a junction pipe like so. That will go to there. Just has to be a curve now. Okay, and then all we need for all these, like I said here, just pipe turns. And they are already automatically routed up correctly, which is super helpful. I think that's gonna work. I'm hoping that's going to work. So we should start to see some wood ending up in here. I don't know where the wood's going, to be completely honest, because it's not in there and the tree is cutting them. Oh, they're here, aren't they? Oh, I don't know where the wood is. I guess we'll never know. Maybe it's just some sort of glitch or something because, like I said, it's harvesting. I mean, you can see it harvesting. So I don't know. But that's going to be basically 3 times the amount of production that we had last time. So I'm a happy camper with that. So those are going to go there. Okay, everything should be connected. We just need power, which is, let's face it, it's super simple. So look at this. I got these new poles, as you can see here. And the transmission rate is also doubled, which is insane. So all I got to do now is make a bunch of generators on one of these things, and it can, like, maybe quadruple our power. I don't actually know if we are bottlenecking our current power, which we probably are. With how many windmills we have on some of our setups, it probably is a bit of a bottleneck, you know? But what I'm gonna do is just do, how is this 10? Something like that. But it looks cool. It goes to all 4 now, which is nice. I don't know why there's 4. Not an electrician. I need to call my grandfather, I guess, to figure that out. But there we go. So now, look, we just go into siphon these all into here. And now these bad boys are going to power everything over here. Now they have power. However, they're not working, which means where the heck are our logs going? Okay, I'm deleting this pipe. This one should harvest here in a second on one of these trees. All right, look, watch. It's going to harvest this tree and plop it in here, right? Now, the wood's there. Okay, so there is wood. I guess I just don't understand where it's going. I found it. It was just one little disconnected piece. I mean, you just can't make this stuff up. I swear I checked there too, man. All right, whatever. So now, here we go. Everything is officially working, as you can see here. And they will progress slowly but surely through everything. Okay, we're all on to the second one now. It's actually cool because it's all perfectly in sync. It's all perfectly in sync, which is kind of cool. Now, all we gotta do is expand my tree farm. Actually, if I could get a second one of these, that would be kind of sweet. So if I look at this one, that thing, the selling point is in range. If I place it here, can it work from that far? I don't think so. But maybe if I place this one, that one. If this one starts working, we know it has to be in range of this thing. We'll place these down, though, hope for the best. If they can harvest a little bit faster, that'd be sweet. Are we on to the third one yet? I think we just finished our first one, which means that these should now start working. Yes. And we have these chairs. This is the most complicated. This might be more complicated than my freaking gasoline diesel thing. I mean, probably not. Okay, this one was work. All right, that one doesn't work. So it has to be in range of the selling point. Got it. Requires to have trees. Okay, so it has to be in range of the farm harvester. We can have multiple of these, though, which is awesome, and we will use that 100%. Matter of fact, I might use it right now, but the thing is we need more waterers if we decide to do that. But let's see. Let me just think about this, right? So, no, this could work. I'm just going to have to fit these in here. And this will have to plug in right here. No, yeah, this will work. So if we put one here, right? And then put a junction in here. Then another tree harvester, say there. This one should start working and putting them in there. And this one here should also be able to reach that. So this is good. Yeah. There we go. It works. So then that will put the wood back through here, which then goes to the whole system as per usual. Nice. So yeah, we need more wood. But for now, it does work. It is fully automatic, and you can see we're about to make $10,000 off that. Is that mid? I don't know. So we have the production side of the things, I think, down. You can see we're just waiting on more logs now. So, like, this is good. This is going to work perfectly. So now I just got to, like, redo this section of it, and we're good to go. So let me do that right now. So if you remember, we need to have some upgraded. Actually, there might be upgraded things of these. Let me check. Doesn't look like it, which is very unfortunate. There's a water pump tier 2, which I will go ahead and get. And you can also see here, yeah, we only had 2 water pumps fueling this whole thing. So we're also going to go ahead and just rework this. Let's just rework the whole thing while we're here. I mean, we might as well, right? We'll lose a little bit of production for a little bit, but that's okay. It's all good in the hood. We can delete these. So as long as our wood enters back into here, we're good to go. This one here is also getting significantly more units of logs than the other 2, which is, I mean, it's fine. It don't really matter that much, but it's something to keep in mind. So, okay, tree farmer, I can't speak, tree control farmer, or something like that. We want to place this in the middle, I think, because we want to have maximum range. So let's just actually place it a little bit further than we had before. Let's place it like so. I wish I could keep the thing there, but that's okay. And then this will need power, and I think that's all this needs, right? Yeah, just power, which is so simple. And I think the more power you have pumping into this thing, the faster everything will work. So we'll just say, yeah, for now, pop 3 of these things on here. I don't know if that's 100% true, but we'll put 3 of these bad boys on here and hope for the best. Now, let's get the tree harvesters down. What I want to do is have sort of like 3 sections, right? So I have a section over here, and each one we will need a waterer, a couple waterers, honestly. Then obviously we're going to need some trees. And I wonder if there's actually a more efficient way to do this. Let me think here. So I think something like this might be a little bit more efficient, possibly, because I'm using the same amount of sprinklers, but we have more trees, I'm pretty sure. I hadn't really counted, but I think so. And let's just see the sprinklers. Oh yeah, that's like perfect. And we can place 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 more on each side. So we can go like this. So we can expand them all out one more without causing too many issues, as long as you don't place on the corner, like so. And let's just double check that this can actually reach them all easily. And the waterers, yeah, and whatever this can't hit barely, this can hit confidently. Cool. So I think that might be the best way to do it. And the tree farm water tanks don't actually have to be in range. That's awesome. So what we'll do is we'll have just a water production over here. A lot of water, if you will. We got to get a lot of water. And let's go ahead and use that new water pump. Much faster speeds. We'll test that. So, I don't know. I don't want to have to worry about water for a long time. So we'll just do something like this. And now these, I'm imagining, will take a little bit more power, so we'll have a little system over here for these. One of those equal distributors. Yeah, no, the gist. Okay, these are already pumping. And then I think it said, is it 1 per 3? Yeah, for every 3 sprinklers. So we're going to need a couple of these, but that's no problem at all. I don't know how good these things are going to be completely fair with you guys, but let's just see how much is already at. Yeah, 170, 180, there's 200 already. So these are outputting 120 liters a second, which is pretty cool. Yeah, I mean, it's already like at 400 or 500, so this is going to work great. So I guess we should start seeing our sprinkler systems actually work. And if we need more water, we'll just snake this out, which I'm going to go ahead and do just because I want to be nice and just sure that we have enough for this. Oh, we were also only using half our water pumps before. Whoops. So that's going to be even more water. So these things should all fill up nice and well and good. And ooh, I don't think these are in range of that thing. Wait, but can I just put another one of these down and it will communicate? I don't know. What I will do is just this for now. Let's give this thing some power and we should be good to go. Also add a couple more gens because you know why not. And there we go. These things are officially sprinkling water and that should be working good. That is going to be a completely full system there. So now we just need an output. Let's just say there. Sweet. So this whole system should be working. As far as I'm concerned, everyone has a ton of water. Oh my goodness. I'm just hoping that we're going to have a surplus of it. So that we won't have to worry about water for a very, 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 very long time. But yeah, everyone over here is happy, has power. No one's complaining. And I didn't even hook these up. Let me go ahead and hook these up. That's probably a good idea. Okay. Now we have even more water pumps on the line. So yeah, everyone's going to be full and absolutely... No, look at that water going up. My goodness, this is great. So now to expand this, I'm just legitimately going to just take this and move it over to the exact same thing right next to it. Because, oh yeah, that'll all be in the same section. So let me do that real quick. And boom, there we go. So it's going to be the exact same thing. Got this all connected up here. My goodness, this should be very, very good for us. It's going to be double the amount of wood. More than that, honestly. The only issue I think we're going to run into is our thing won't be able to keep up. So, easy solution for that. If I go onto here... Oh, yeah, easily. Cool. We're just going to go add some more tree harvesters. This one can be on this side. I don't know if that's enough coverage to be able to connect, but I'm going to test it. Then we can put one... directly next to it. And this, we're going to do the same. Oh, this one's actually able to help on that one as well, which is massive. And put these on there. Looks like, look at this. What a workforce. So this is going to allow us to get rid of trees. I mean, ridiculously fast. We'll put that one there. Although this one won't be able to work on that. We'll put in the tree output here. Yeah, and these things are just going to absolutely demolish any tree that they see coming. Make sure these are actually connected. So you can see that one wasn't. So now everyone should actually not be afraid of work. That one's good to go. And you can see these guys are just gonna kind of join forces and take this monster down together. And this is awesome. So that's going to be a lot of wood. That's going to be a ton of wood. Let's make sure everything here is connected. You can see it's working because all these bad boys are back to work. So that took a little bit of time, but in all honesty, we needed to get it done. So now these are back to work. We're getting planks again. And we should be seeing some stuff over here being created, although they're all the wood, which is fair enough. I'm curious to see how many nails we got. I mean, these things are all full. My good. Okay, so nails are all the way back to the original factories. So we got some time to kill with the wood. But with all these guys working, I am confident we're gonna get there in no time. You can see we've already cleared out the entire side of this, and then these 3 are gonna get to work on this side, while these 4 are gonna work on this and get this over with. And I'm gonna go ahead, let's just, I want these to be fast, right? So we're gonna just get another tree harvester there, and I can fit another one in there like that. And honestly, another one there. I want these things to be absolutely destroyed as soon as they're grown, because they have to be that large to be harvested, as you guys can see there. So on the outskirts, maybe it's a little bit slower, but the bulk of the inside, it's gonna be done in no time. And these things are so satisfying to watch as well, so that's cool. So hopefully that'll be a nice increase for our chair production. Another $7,000 just waiting right here. Yeah, I mean, it's not the fastest because there's a lot of steps that have to be done for the planks to even get here. But now that we have that, it's gonna just start to snowball, I think, and kind of get out of control. As you can see here, these are all now making a chair. We have 4, so after 3 sets of these, we'll have 2 orders going out. So that's pretty good. There he goes. It's full. Just got sold and everything's working. So now that we have that, I'm going to, I think, get to work on expanding this because we have the wood now. You can see we kind of have an excess of wood. There's 11 in there. Yeah, 11 all those. So we're going to start working on adding more of these. So I'm going to get those done. All right. We got some expansions done. As you can see here, I basically tripled the amount of these guys we have. Let me make sure everything's connected here. Oh, I messed up. Sorry, when you're working in the macro, sometimes the micro gets past you. But there we go. Now everything should be getting wood. I messed up again. Okay, now everything should be, there we go. Everything should be working now. We have a lot more. As you can see, we had 1, 2, I think 3 lines. Now we have 4 or 5 lines. Wait a minute, I added an extra on both of these. I was a little distracted. Okay, excuse me. Okay, there we go. That's a little bit better. So now we have all of these set up. As you can see, they're all working. These here are all still working as well. I don't know why. I think the AI is a little bit stupid with these because it seems like there's only a max that can be working at once. It's almost like they're locking onto the same tree and they like cancel each other out or something like that. Either way, they are working. We do have wood being produced and these things are doing good as well. And we've made a couple of cells so far, which is awesome. Also, the skies are looking clear. I can finally see again. So let's go check on this over here and see how much pollution we're at now. Probably 30%, which is so much better than what we had before. And it's easy to find it because I just go to the 2 big giant windmills. And 27%. That's awesome. And we're going to rain again. It's like real life. It's actually been raining all this week, and I've had a bunch of storm, tornado warnings, stuff like that, so it hasn't been fun, but we're alive, which I can't complain too much about. Okay, let's see. Everything, I hope, is working. There's always that one little bugger that just sits in the back of the map, okay, and just messes everything up. And I forget to check that one little thing, and it costs me the game, so hopefully it ain't one of those. I mean, everything appears to be working. I like how they're all in sync. Oh, it's so satisfying. Holy crap, lightning just struck right next to me. That was crazy. But yeah, everything is working splendidly. Let's check on the water. Yeah, we have way too much water. That's exactly what I wanted. Life is good. You know what I mean? Like, so okay, we have our chair factory up and running. That's probably a little bit late now. I probably should have done that earlier in the game. It's probably not going to be that efficient now. I think because the craft handlers, or whatever they're called, craft assembler, there it is just so slow. But if I unlock this advanced assembler, it would be a lot faster. But we also have to unlock oil fracking, which is crazy. A sand excavator and oil fracking. Let's go ahead and get this. These might be worth a lot. We could just sell a lot of oil, I guess. That's an idea. And also need to unlock the steel, which is a blast furnace. And it's going to cost 50,000 RP to get this. So I'm going to stay over for a little bit. But oil fracking, let's check that out. Because I've never done that before. I imagine it's going to just create a ton of pollution, but we'll see. Excavate sand from the ground for a variety of applications. You can see here, every 2 seconds it creates 4 sand. Then we got the oil fracking tower. Produces a unique type of raw oil which can be turned into many useful products, which this stuff here actually only sells for $1. However, we can change it into a lot of stuff here using the atmospheric distillation plant. My goodness. But man, for 200 of this, it creates 10 residue, 10 heavy oil. Sorry, ran out of storage on my computer. Basically, this thing is pretty good, but it's going to be very late game for me to be able to afford any of that because I think it costs $500,000, which if I get to that point, I'm going for the million. Forget that. But yeah, dude, look how clear it is. I can see so far. There's no pollution in the clouds. Everything should be selling for more. Life is good. I'm just happy. But for real, I do need to start working on something else that's pretty cost efficient because, well, I'm tired of making no money. We can make silicone, which is coal and sand, and the silicone sells for 50 a piece. And the silicone can be, I thought you could melt it. I guess not. So I don't know why we're making more out of this than this, but apparently you can. But sand can be used, yeah, basically that. It's either a blast furnace to make it into silicone, which silicone can then be used with a bunch of crap to make a bunch of crap, but that's a bunch of crap. So sand's not our option for our next biggest breakthrough in the Industrial Revolution. Advanced coal drill, maybe. Also these geothermal plants, which I don't know what they are, but I think it just uses the heat of the ground to power itself. So it used the heat water for use as coolant in a boiler. The heated steam can then be used to generate power. I see. No, thank you. I'll stick with my giant $100,000 windmills, thank you. So I'm looking to see what our bottleneck is over here because I just want to make this thing crazy just because it's fun for me. And I do think it's these sawmills, which we did unlock the industrial sawmill. The only issue is we have to go and still place this many, and that just seems kind of insane to me. Also, it looks like it also needs water to use, which is not gonna happen for only 10 seconds cut off of the entire process, which I mean does add up because it's actually 20, 40, 60 for each plank. So it's about a minute for every plank to be made. Now we do have it multiplied, so it's actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times the normal rate because we have this many set up. But I don't know, man. We need to figure something out. This is definitely a bottleneck, even with this many, which is pretty insane to say. So I think we'll have to figure that out. Let's see. Do we have a lot of logs in here? We do. Everyone's got about 17 to 20 logs, which is good with me. This guy has so many logs. Oh my goodness. Also, I want to check this. Is this has power going down? Because if so, you can look in here. Wait a minute. I wonder. This is probably telling them how fast they need to work. So let me lock in real quick. Actually, we can test this right now. If I delete these, they should all stop working because we should have no power going into this thing right here. They should all stop working and I'll grab another tree. We can make this insane. So what I'm seeing here, ladies and gentlemen, is that this thing actually does work like that. The way I saw in the video. The guy that said it, I didn't trust his word, but I should have. I should have. So we'll go ahead and do this, right? And let me tell you this much. We ain't gonna worry about power no more. Okay? First things first, we gotta connect all these. And then we get to work. Okay, now we connect all of these into here. And we should start seeing the arms move a little bit faster than they did before. And a little bit faster, and a little bit faster, and a little bit faster, and a little bit faster. You get the gist. So basically, when I was like, the things are stupid. Oh, look at this. I was like, the things are stupid because they're not working in more than 2 at a time. It's because they don't have enough power. That is so much better. Look at the speed of these guys. Okay, cool. These guys can actually keep up with that now. So that's going to be a massive increase to our wood. As you guys can see here, we already have a stockpile kind of filling up. So yeah, this guy has so many logs. So that's also going to help a little bit. How are we looking on power for these guys? Yeah, these guys are all good. I mean, I attached this thing to them just to make sure we have enough power. And yeah, this one thing can now transfer 200 at a time. So yeah, these things should be all good here. And yeah, these things are going to keep up like nothing. Oh my goodness. All right, cool. So that definitely fixed that issue. You can see here a flow rate of 600 per second. That's apparently all we need to keep up with these. And they're going to get to the point where everything's cut. And then like now, we're just stockpiling it. In fact, I need to make some batteries right now just to make sure that we can actually use this. So what I'm going to do is disconnect these and say, hey, you're actually going to connect to this, then to this, then to this, and then you can go to here. Now the flow rate actually is not that bad. 150, which is not bad. So now whenever we have a chance for this thing not to be working, we're not just burning power, which I feel a little bit better about. So there we go. We got 3 batteries there. That'll be enough for those. And boom. That's very good. So maybe that'll help us improve our speed a little bit. Not really entirely sure, but I think so. We're making $10,000 every time this is full. We could go to the upgraded version, which let's go ahead and do it. The van depot, and this can hold, I think 100, right? 85. So it'll be 85 grand whenever this thing's full, which I'm a fan of. I don't need the money necessarily. I want it in big chunks like that. So this is a net positive for me. And then, yeah, next thing we need to do is just, I think, add more of these because wood's not going to be an issue anymore. But to add another set, we'll have to delete these again and kind of keep staggering. We're going to run out of space eventually. So what I think I'll do next is add some more here. So we get this whole open space here. We can make this work good. Okay, I know this looks kind of crazy, but I expanded it even more. So now we have about 3 more sets of machines here, which would help a little bit with getting some more stuff out. And you can see we're not hurting on logs. We have excess of logs again over here. So that's really good. Everybody is now working even faster, which makes it so we can produce these even faster. So at 37 units, that's $37,000 already. Oh, goodness. And boom, officially everything is running smoothly and working good. So all I have to do next is just add more, which I have all this space here to work with. So I'm going to do that eventually. But now with all these machines, these things are actually like working pretty often. I was over here a couple seconds ago. We were at 37 and we're at 51 now. So this is really, really good. That's going to be making us really, really crazy good money. And it's super satisfying. And I think it's actually all green. I don't think we create any pollution throughout this whole process over here. I mean, these do a little bit. Also, these are still completely full to the machines, which is awesome. It's exactly what I want to have happen, is these not take up that much power or that much utility. They just kind of get to chill. And it's crazy because for this little tiny, compact, awesome looking thing, we got to build all of this to match its production, and we're still not matching the production, which is kind of crazy. But I went ahead and just disconnected all the power because I want to resync them all up. And it's time in 3, 2, 1. You start seeing these things turn back on. Nicely done. I want them all going at once. Okay, almost. Everyone except for this guy, but that's fine. Awesome. So that's sweet. So I'm going to just AFK for a little bit of time, make some money because I've done a lot. Okay, this has been a lot of work, mentally, physically, emotionally, you know, all of them. So I'm just gonna chill for a little bit. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, this new process I have set up is spectacular. Bottom left corner, take a check. $484,000. That was after about 20 minutes of me AFKing because I got kicked instantly. So yeah, this is gonna work great. I think that the cherry method might be slept on. Also, if you haven't seen, the world is so clear and bright and happy again. I can finally see the clouds and the sun, and it's still raining, oddly enough, but I can see everything else. It's crazy. And as you can see, we're about to make yet another selling of should be about $85,000. These things are pretty constantly going now because of all the, you know, stuff we have. Only thing that we're kind of slowing down is when all the trees are cut, but they actually grow decently fast, so it's not that big of a deal. So now I'm kind of thinking, what other ways can I improve this tree farm? Because I want these things to be insane. If I go to here and I check out the modular tree farms, I have a decent amount of range. But my question is, if I place something, say here, do they work together? Does it just expand the range? Or do I actually have to go and, you know, build the entire process again? Because I have this corner back here that I'm not using, and I would really like to be a little more efficient. So what I want to do is place this building right in the middle like this, right? And then basically have a very similar setup so that this is barely touching the corner, like there. And now just being able to make pretty much the same exact system, I think it'll actually work perfectly. Yeah, back here. Now, you know what? If I have to go and actually make the whole system again, it's not going to be the end of the world, because it's going to be a lot more wood into our system. But it would just be easy, you know? It would just simply be easy if I could just make it work with the existing setup we have. We might have to add a couple more tanks or something, but that's, you know, that's nothing. So this is our setup. And the way we could test this is if our sprinklers go off, then it works. And if they do not go off, then it does not work. So let's leave them for like a little bit of time just to see, because sometimes they take a little bit of time to lock in. But I'm not seeing any sprinkler action going on. Yeah, there ain't no way. So that's annoying, but we can still make this work. Also, something else I want to do is get some lights in here, but they're so mid, you know? It's not like they're just a big old fancy light. It's like they're mid lights, you know? So I ain't gonna worry about it. However, what I will do is get another tree harvester in here and basically just kind of mimic this setup. You know, our current setup's really good. Not trying to hate on the boy, but I think that just having a section like this where everything is designated tree, because I kind of ran out of space over here. So like the big windmills and stuff, I kind of, you know, I'm out of space. I can't really expand it. But over here, I definitely can. So there's 3, 3, 3. We're gonna go like that. Okay, those are all good. And then I think what I'll do, because I kind of messed it up. I should have done it a little bit differently. I could actually just triple place these in the middle and then place these, I guess, triple on that side as well, because you know, why not? And there's kind of a bug where I can do it here too. Okay, cool. Well, I don't probably need this many, but we're gonna do it anyways because I think it looks funny. So there we go. That's a good system. Now everyone needs to be able to drop it off into different outputs. So the best way I see fit for doing that is just to put an output in every accessible spot possible, except for there. But I think, okay, I can put one in this little nook and it'll count. So there we go. Everyone has an output now. And then we gotta get the rest of it set up, which is not very hard to do. And by the time I'm done with this, we're gonna be like $600,000-$700,000. So it's gonna be excellent. Yeah. Now I should be able to just come into here and yeah, place these here. I think it should be in the range of that situation over there. Let's go ahead and get our better water pumps because you know, why not? And I also could just do a one pump to a tank. I think it'll be enough. We'll test it to see, because if so, that's ridiculously easy. Not only is it easy to pipe, okay, it's easy to wire, it's easy to do everything. The only annoying part is going to be connecting this system over to our existing system, which actually, it might not be. I have an idea. And then we'll just do 2 wind turbines per pump. But I like building stuff across the map, like kind of over in its own little world, because it doesn't really impact anything else, you know? I can also keep it real neat and tidy. It's just kind of nice. It's just, you know? All right, so there we go. These are getting power now, or sorry, these are getting water now. And now we gotta do pretty much the same thing we did before for this thing, which is make basically a mini power generator and force it into there. So I need a lot of power, and I could just get one of these. It's $100,000, but you know what? That's exactly what I'm going to do. Maybe it's overkill. Maybe honestly it's underkill. I don't really know. But we have these going. These should start getting water in them, hopefully. Let's see. I mean, I'm not worried about the range on these. Maybe that one doesn't count, but I don't really care. We have enough. Okay, cool. There's the sprinklers working. Let's check if these can keep up. I think so. They're going off. Okay, so if we can build up enough excess, which we can when the trees are fully grown, I feel like it might be possible. But if this gets to 90 and it drains it again, we might be at a bit of an issue here. 104, 113, 131. Okay. Yeah, we're making excess. Okay, cool. So those are going to be good. Let's get these all piped up. But first, I got an idea. I have 83,000 research, by the way. You see these right here? Long pipes. Boom, baby. We're gonna grab these. I actually just need to unlock all these. I don't even know what they are, but we're just gonna unlock them all. Yeah, why not? 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 The item overflow gates actually might be pretty useful. Basically, it's like when this thing is full, send the objects to the left, or probably left or right. So it's probably a good idea to get those. But we got these right here, which are gonna be the long pipe 2s. And you can see they are 2 sections. Okay, I get it. Not that crazy, admittedly. All I have to do is make it end up right here, which I can definitely do. It's actually kind of perfect. They are $650 a pop, which I don't know if that's more efficient, but I think, these can hold more. I think, you know, like our old ones could hold 40. These can hold, all right, 40. Not much better, to be honest, but they maybe are a little faster. Flow rate of 120 a second. I'm not gonna lie, I don't think that's any different. But, I'm trying to think of something positive to say. They do look better, okay? And that's all we need. So, let's see here. We're gonna get this junction right here. And then we'll need another junction, let's just say somewhere else. I'll just connect them in straight off the bat. But you can see these things are already working nice and good. So it's actually, no, I think it's worth 3 pipes length. Because when I delete this, wait, 1, 2, 3, that's 4. So it's worth 4. So it is better. I mean, it costs significantly more, but it's less clicks, I guess. I don't really know what other reason you do it, but there you go. There's also a pipe 2. Ah, okay. So we also have these, which are like a 2-section pipe, which is nice. Make sure this didn't get messed up. Looks good to me. And this is going to add a ton of wood into our current system, which is always amazing to see. Everything here, we're gonna make sure these are all piped up correctly. You can see some of our trees are officially being harvested, which is sweet to see. And we can check if this is working. Let me just go ahead down here and make sure of it. Oh, look, see, I'm glad I did. It wasn't even connected. We should see some wood here. There we go. We're gonna make this a junction, like so. And hopefully that auto-connected. It did. So now the wood is sent to the rest of the system. It is still gonna pass down like normal, get sectioned off half into there, and into here, and then half. And that's gonna be awesome. So we officially have this set up and going nicely. Let me check on the water real quick, 'cause I'm a little nervous about that. Also, we need a lot more power. As you can see, these are not all working at once. How are we looking on power? Not great. So let's go ahead and get some more windmills. Apparently the small ones are just simply better, which is crazy to say. And I really could honestly go and like start creating an actual power generator, like one that makes crazy amounts of power that maybe could do a little bit better for us, you know? It's probably not a terrible idea, but I don't know. I just feel like it's going to make so much pollution and I'm going to be just cooked. But we should see these arms working a tad bit faster every time we connect one of these bad boys. And the faster we can make this thing work, there we go. That's a couple more hands working at once. That's 1, 2 more. Okay, 3 more hands. Okay. 4 more hands. Okay. Let's see how this is going. Yeah, we're still like out of power, which does make sense. So yeah, we do need some more power still. What I'll do is I'm actually going to just delete all these because I don't actually like lose them, but I'm going to delete them and I'm going to make the actual power generator for this further away just because I don't want to be burning all of my space. You know, I don't have that much space over here. And so I want to be very cautious with my spacing. And so I think that far enough will be good enough for now. So we'll just connect these power poles like so. That looks good. And now we just got to make our power generators, which I can do over in this corner nicely. Let me start with the giant wind turbine, and then we'll just start spamming the crap out of these small ones and call it a day. There we go. That's going to be a lot of those, but I think that's going to be perfect. Let's just go ahead and make sure these can connect here, and then we'll just do one more, and that should be able to connect all of those. So these will go this way, then this way, then this way, then this way, then this way. And now we're just going to connect all of these things to these accordingly. You can start seeing the arms working as soon as we start connecting power. Okay, that should be a lot of power heading over here, which I don't know. It's a couple arms. It's a couple good arms. You can see here, it's not going up crazy fast. So I say, when in doubt, add some more and figure it out. So let's go ahead. Let's make sure these are actually all connected as well. It's hard to see at nighttime, but there you go. Yeah, does look like it. Okay, cool. So we'll just mirror that same setup over here. You know, I am getting to the point now. I'm like, yeah, I probably should invest in some better ways to make power. So I think that's what we'll do next. And honestly, hopefully it won't be too expensive because I'm like able to get to $1 million like it's nothing now. If I was to AFK for like 40 minutes, especially now with this new wood production, I mean, we'd be there. Okay, that should be double the power. Hopefully that'll be good enough. And I do want to do what I did before, which is get some batteries plugged in here just because it's really helpful. Like whenever the arms aren't working, you're able to actually make a lot more power in the long run. So let's just connect these. Let me see. I'm gonna go disconnect from you, and then we're gonna go to you, then to you, then to you, then to you. And that should be good. Now that won't hold a lot of power just yet because they're still working. Actually, does that cut off that really kind of hurts my production. So let me just delete these. Forget that, man. I'm trying to make these things work. If we get a burn power, we get a burn power, but that's annoying. So I'm not doing that. All right, let's check on the water. Yeah, these are completely full. So one pump can definitely handle one of those. And looks like everyone's working a lot better. Maybe 1 or 2 aren't working on occasion, but other than that, everything looks to be working. Let's make sure everything's routed correctly. Looks to be it. And now these buildings over here should be working even faster, which lets these things work even faster. Can we tell a difference in the amount of wood? Not really, but I mean, they are all working, which is good enough for me. And we're already about to sell again. And I actually want to watch and see how much we can sell for because I've been missing it the last couple of times. So there we go. These all should have a lot of wood though. Yeah, 20 oak logs. Okay, cool. So I think it's official. Wood's no longer our bottleneck, which means we can come back and now create some more sawmills, which these are so easy to scale. It's actually kind of insane. So something like this, that's going to give us 2 more, and hopefully that'll be all we need for a while. Also, I figured out middle mouse button, you click on something, it basically grabs whatever you're looking at. Dude, if I had known that, I could have built stuff so much faster, but there's tips in the top left in the chat, and I didn't read them until now. I read them now, and now I'm a smarter guy because of it. So read the tips in chat. I recommend it. But okay, we got 2 more set up now. Hopefully the wood just pours in. These things are definitely our bottleneck for now, at least, just simply because like we can't keep up with the amount of wood we produce now, which is an awesome issue to have in my mind. You can make this reach, but it's still an issue nonetheless we have to think about probably in the near future. But my way of beating that is to just scale it. These things actually do take a pretty ridiculous amount of power. Now, lucky for us, we create a ridiculous amount of power, as you can see here. We also, I think I have all these full of, yeah, all these are full of power. So we're now just pulling from a power bank, not even from just the windmills. So that's crazy good. These things over here are looking good. And I think we actually have more over here now than we did over here. Yeah, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 machines over here. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 machines over here. So yeah, definitely better. As you can see here, we are getting a little bit of wood in there. Yeah, a couple of logs. But these have had time to build up over time, and these ones have not. So this is good. Also, I realized I've been placing them wrong. When I was doing like this, I was kind of having to go diagonal. You can just place them like this, and it works just as fine. So easy peasy, lemon squeezy. So that's going to be a lot more of the planks. As you can see here, this one already is ready to make another one. As soon as it's done, there we go. And that'll be almost enough for this. I'm going to wait for this, mostly because I want to see how much it sells for, but I think it should be about 85 grand, unless for some reason they're worth less than it says they are. All right, we're now 2 units off, and we got 1 unit just got created, 1 more to go any second now. Also, there we go, 400 gasoline for $15,000. There we go. It's now sent off. We gotta wait for the message to pop up and we're good to go. Also, the scrubbers have gotten their stuff down to 11%, which is amazing. And we have 85,731. So the pollution was really hurting us earlier. Every chair ended up only being worth about like $800, which doesn't sound like that bad. It's like, okay, you lost $300. No, about $300 per chair. 300 times 85. Do the math. That's a lot of money we lost out on. There we go. $540,000. Holy crap. Rich. Now, looking over here, there's probably ways I can increase or improve on this. But the first thing that I really desperately need to do is make these pretty much infinite storage. It's gonna cost $100,000 to do this, but man, do we need to do it. And I think that's also slowing down all of our factories. I think, yeah, we gotta hit 450 residue just stuck in the system. So that was good. That'll also make everything work a little bit faster. Hopefully, make this all work a little bit better. And I think everything was only on 1 residue. So there we go. Actually, it only cost $100,000 to fix that. But we gotta do the same thing over here, because look at here. There's probably full of residue. Yep, completely full residue, which just clogs up the whole system, which is really not a good thing. Okay, you don't want to clog up your residue system. You want to let everything drain into here. And there we go. That's gonna drain the system. These are all gonna start working again. That's a little bit more money for us. There's a lot of diesel out there. 400 diesel just sold for a lot of money. The diesel is good. The system that we created is good, okay? I'm not gonna crap on it, but I think there are better ways to make money than this. It's a pretty complicated system. It took us a little bit of time to figure it out and get it working. But I think that there's gonna be better ways to make money. But first off, what I wanna do, right, is I want to make a power plant, because I think it's awesome. I think power plants are just cool in general, but I want to have enough power in one system to charge everything. I'm talking everything. And I'll keep the windmills and everything just to make sure everything runs efficiently and still has power, but I want to just have connected power lines go all the way around the map. And I think that's going to be really cool. And that's going to add the real feeling of finishing this game in my mind. So what I want to do is find here we go, the high to medium voltage theory. Then we're going to unlock these, the HMVT tower poles. Goodness gracious. We're also going to get the power rate calculator. And these are a little bit too expensive for me, but there's advanced power controls that I'm going to go ahead and unlock. I don't know what they do, but I feel like they're going to be necessary for something. So yeah, we'll need that. I got a power. Okay, let's just see. Acts as a power overflow and can limit how much power can flow through each connection. The higher power connections are the overflow. Okay. There's also a power dump, dumps power into the ground. So if we have an excess of it, I guess we can get rid of it. But look at these things. Look at the range on this. 10,000 bucks a piece, which is insane. I'm not gonna lie. But I think it's gonna be good nonetheless. And what I'll do is connect this power system to our scrubbers over there so that it will at least make some sort of sense to have this, because they're gonna be powering the scrubbers, which makes them work harder, which makes them counteract this power thing. So how the heck are we gonna make a power system or a power station? I don't know. To be honest, I don't know. We're gonna figure it out. It can't be that hard, right? So there are just like diesel generators, which I'm imagining are pretty good. And there's a modular diesel generator that we can use to make the basically as large of a diesel engine that we would ever want to make. But I'm not sure what we should do, because I don't really know them well enough to do it. We could do a natural gas system, which you can see we need quite a lot of stuff to do. So I think maybe we could try the diesel engines. I don't think it'd be that difficult. And to do that, I want to unlock the industrial diesel refining, which is going to hinder our ability to get that for now. I will get the normal diesel engine, and then we'll unlock the natural gas theory as well. We'll start unlocking everything. But I want to build with these because the amount of diesel we're going to need for this is probably going to be pretty insane. Which I think actually this uses coal. which is interesting. We have the diesel refinery here, which it cost $150,000, but I really do think it's good. I was thinking maybe it doesn't make residue, but it appears to make residue. Refines crude diesel, poor quality diesel, and diesel into their higher, better counterparts. Requires an oil operate property. So we need oil, which I'm guessing that's why they gave us this. So it makes a lot of residue, but we make machine oil if we can. Okay. I mean, this is pretty complicated, I'm not gonna lie. Just reading it, it's giving me a headache, but I feel like it's gonna be good for us. It's just kind of unfortunate because I don't know what's the best way to make power other than what we've already done, you know? Oh, we have this though, the filtration plant, which can turn refined diesel into machine oil, which refined diesel is just created by putting diesel into a refinery again. So it's not impossible, but the system we'd have to create would look very similar to this, but with an extra step on the end of it. Oh, I mean, yeah, that's pretty complicated. I mean, that's pretty insane. We also could try to just do like a windmill farm, but I feel like we get enough windmills on the map right now to power the entire left side of Manhattan. So I don't think we need that at all. So we're just gonna do it. We're gonna do it to it. We're gonna make a diesel generator. And we're gonna see just how much we can make this work. So if we use diesel, it's actually better. So the better diesel we put in here, it makes more power. So we can just put crude diesel in there. Only have one step of the process, which is, I mean, how hard would that be? Is this already pumping out crude diesel here? Yeah. So we could just do a bunch of pumps, which go into heaters, and the heaters go into the, whatever these things are called, and then just use this to power it. Have a bunch of these and call it a day. Or we could go down the refining path, make them a little bit better, but it takes a little longer, but they burn a little bit better. Let's just test it. So first things first, we got to get back to the point of making some oil and getting that whole process started. So let me get that started. Is there a better oil pump? Okay, I'm not seeing a better oil pump, so we'll have to just make this work. What's the best way to do this? Because I don't want to get stuck at a corner. So what I think I should do is just do something like this. I want to have enough oil for a lifetime. That might be a little bit overkill, but I don't care. I don't care. We're gonna need a lot of power. Okay, we're gonna need a lot of power, and I don't want to have to worry about power running out. Suck it. All right, we got these going. There's our... That'll be all of our oil. This will definitely be more oil production than what we had before, but I think we'll be good, right? So all we need to do now is take all that and pump it into some of these, and it'll make residue, it'll make gasoline, and it'll make crude diesel. And honestly, we could use the gasoline and gasoline generators and have kind of like a double efficiency type thing. So let me think about how we're gonna make this work, right? So we're gonna need a lot of inputs, a lot of outputs. So the inputs actually simple. So we can just do something like this. I'll just place it down like so. It's easy, right? It just goes right in the back. And then we're gonna need residue out the side, diesel out this side, and then gasoline out the front, which we actually could do that, right? If I just do another one and I skip a block like so, the diesel can be right out behind the back, the gas can go out the front, and the residue can go out the left. Now, if I want this to go out the left, can, because it'll bypass the diesel, but it'll have to junction through every gas port, which is definitely annoying. But we're gonna place 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them. Yeah, I feel like that should be good. And that'll be a lot. I mean, that'll be a lot of processing. And I think that'll be all we need, to be honest. We'll just test it. And then what I want to have to do also, and maybe this is stupid, but there's a game called Mindustry, and it's a game that I played pretty often for a while with my buddy. And something I really liked about that game, like doing that game, was basically after you loop the conveyor belt to a thing with a router on it, you would just loop it, and then you're able to hold a lot more. And that's something I want to definitely try to do. And I think a great way of doing that actually is to say, hey, at the end here, delete these and place one of those smoking hot gold fluids, and then use an overflow thing, and then that will pump it into here, if that makes any sense. I don't know, just an idea, but I think it actually lets you let these things work way more efficiently. So that seems cool to me. And then all I'm gonna do is some turns in here. Also, the sketchy thing about these is that, let's say the power goes out. I don't know how. Maybe the residue gets clogged or something happens. I think the power, if I connect them all together, the power for these things shuts off. So the whole factory just kind of shuts down. And we don't want that. No, not at all. So that's something to think about. I'm sure it'll be fine though. So the gasoline will come straight out like this. The residue all needs to go out the side. Although I need to pump them out first by 2. So you can actually clear the building. Then these all needed to go bust a good old fashioned left, which that needs to be a function. Oh my goodness, don't crash out. And oh wait, what is this? Fluid pipe intersection? They shrunk them. Heck yeah. So now it's just a 1 block to do that. That's actually so simple. We'll just do something like this then. Now I cannot forget to relink this all up, but for the time being, that's actually crazy good. My goodness. All right, so this will go into a residue section here, which is gonna cost $100,000, but no, well, I'm rich. And then we got gasoline, 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 and then gasoline. Cool. So, I mean, honestly, if they are only a 1 block gap, I could just route everything next to each other now, and it won't be that big of an issue. But we'll need a second router every one of these locations, which is a little scary. Let me see actually how I'm going to route that. So if I want to go, so blue, 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 like that, I guess? Looks a little crooked, but I guess if it works, it works. So that'll have to work like that. I don't know, man. This doesn't seem right to me. But hey, I'm just a little nervous because I don't want to wire everything. So here we go. So now we got gas and we got diesel. So now if I go back to here, and I think it'll be under power. Yeah, diesel generators. So make sure we actually have the other ones unlocked, which is going to be gasoline generators. There we go. I'm just going to unlock a couple things as well. Just get this out of the way. All right, diesel generator. Oh, it's actually pretty small. And, oh, it just has 1 little input. Okay. This should be really good. I think we should do one generator per thing, you know? So I can actually tuck these in here nicely. And then all we have to do is put a curve on those ones. And the diesel is automatically in there. It's going to glitch to the wall, but I don't care at all. Nice V8 on the side. Heck yeah. So now that should be diesel generators officially started. And all I have to do now is jump start the system. And it should work. Basically, I gotta like just give it enough power to get 1 pump working, to get enough of one of these to be filled, and it should work. It should just jumpstart the system. These should start powering, and then the power should just take off gradually. So we'll test that. But let's see. So there's those, and then we just need a gasoline generator. Why is this one so small? Okay, I'm a little nervous about that then. I feel like that's not gonna make us that much. Let's see what the flow rate is. 150 kilometer friends. I don't know. This is 100. Okay, so that's also 250. Kind of crazy. This one, oh, it's way smaller. It's way smaller. This one can hold 700. This one can hold way more. My goodness. Well, we'll just we'll put them like this for now, and then if I need to add more, it's so easy. I just add some more turns in there and call it a day. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's gonna be 5. Oh, these are all in here nice and good. And now, as long as everything is routed correctly, which these aren't yet, which I don't really know how to do this. I'm just kind of guessing here. I don't really want to use those $10,000 holes, but I guess I will. Because don't get me wrong, I got good money, right? But man, I ain't got that good money. Goodness gracious. All right, hopefully I wired those all correctly, but everything else does look to be working. And the way we know if these aren't generating fast enough is that if we have stuff clogging in the pipes, we'll just simply add another one of each. We can add a bunch of generators in here and then another diesel generator there. So that'll be easy. So now let's go ahead and link everything up and see if we mess this whole thing up or if it's gonna work. And yeah, that range is pretty insane, I'm not gonna lie. So what we'll do is we'll do one there. One there. It's gonna be $20,000. My goodness. And then we'll put one just there. So what I want to have do now is everything needs to connect to these, especially the generators. And they're going to be on 2 different systems, so maybe it won't be as bad, but we're going to do basically half and half. Then these can connect to that. That's a whole other beast. And then the same thing over here. And I am just hoping that this is enough power. In fact, I'm hoping that it's power at all. I don't know what it's going to produce. They all end up in the same spot, but they will produce to those ones separately. And then my goodness, this is going to be a lot of colors over here. At least it looks cool though. I don't know how many connections we can have, but this is quite a lot. Oh my gosh, how many connections can we have? Oh my gosh. We have a rainbow bridge over here. That's insane looking. Wow, cool. And so now all I should have to do is jumpstart this thing and everything should work. So all I got to make sure I do, right, is keep everything flowing in one direction. So for example, now if I want to continue the power outwards, I have to go out like this. It all has to be flowing in one concurrent direction. The power is all here and they have to go in one fluid direction. Okay, cool. So now if I attach, maybe we jumpstart it with like a big one, but let's see if we can jumpstart this with one small turbine. I don't know if it'll work. I haven't tested this theory, but I'm just going to connect this in. And we're going to see what happens. So we're connect that now, right? The whole system does have power. Let's see if it's powering these at all. I would imagine. Oh my goodness. This is going to work. One windmill is going to jumpstart this entire system. You can see these aren't going to very much power. But once this fills up, these are going to start getting power. They're going to start producing and the system's going to kick off. Oh my gosh, there goes the system. I heard a drill go. I heard one drill go. If we can just get a tiny bit of oil in here. There we go. We got a tiny bit. We just need a little bit more. There it goes. Oh my gosh. One tiny thing just jump started the system. Let's see. Any second now, this will produce a little bit of gasoline, a little bit of diesel, and we should see the system come to life. Come on. We're going to get 6. There's 5. There's 5. There's 6. Now this should... Oh crap, I'm stupid. Okay, wait. Whoops. So these are the crude something. We need to be putting in hot crude oil. Okay, let me just make this clear. That would have worked, okay? That would have worked, but we need to make the boilers first. I forgot about that. Well, our guys will just save up oil. That's kind of not fun. I wanted to see it. Whatever. I wanted to see him jump-start it. Ooh, and also, very annoyingly, these all have the wrong thing in them now. Yeah. Okay, now if I remember correctly, these things were our bottleneck on the last time. So what I want to do is have 2 of these per one of those. So something like this. So I'm thinking I'd do is just have a long line down here like this. And then just junction off for every one of these. We'll just put like a junction here. Then it'll just kind of come down and wrap around. And as soon as I get this down, the system should actually spring to life. I'm pretty sure. That's right. Oh, I think of power though. But still, it should work after this. So there's that, and there's that. So these should officially start getting some crude oil in it. Nice. And I guess I have to just power these all as well. So these are almost working. As soon as this starts, we should start seeing some hot crude oil go into here. This is going to create a lot of pollution. A lot of it. But we can scrub it now, so it's okay. We can get it working now. We know what to do. We're professionals. Oh my goodness. There it goes. There it goes. There it goes. And as you can see, it jumps out of the system. Now everything is now working. We have a ton more oil getting pumped into it. So the whole system should be working a lot better. And yep, I can tell you confidently that's going to be our bottleneck 100%. These things right here are 100% our bottleneck. I don't think it's the power that's hurting us. I think it's that. Also, I do want to get this right here, which is going to be the higher power rate calculator, which I think all I have to do to get this to work is just connect it like this. And then now it should tell us. So we're at, all right, it's going down. I'm going back up. So it's about 40,000 MF, and that's only off of one of these. Are we kidding? Looks like it's only off of the diesel generator too, which is even better. Wow. Wowie wowster. That's pretty crazy. And now it's time for yet another. Now, yet we start to see this, which is going to be even more power. So with 2 of these systems up, 0 a second. Okay, we broke it. Okay, I don't know how, but this thing is powering everything. And in terms of like, it's connecting everything. Holy crap, look at that. But everything is officially linked up and set up, I think. Right after I fix this one pipe. Yep, everything is officially working. And the power production, if I can actually see it, still says 0. I feel like we might have broken it, to be honest. I feel like that's a possibility that may have happened. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'll tell you what, let's see what our production looks like after everything. And after we've already used some 750,000. That's not true. It's saying, okay, so it's broken. It's saying there's no power getting here, and that's because there's nothing's going through it, right? So it is working. And it's working pretty good, to be honest. But this system should never die. And the only way I can think about improving this is to get more of these. But let's check this out, actually. Let's see. How are we looking? Yeah, we have excess of materials, which is awesome. Now, gasoline is a lot more rare, so you don't get as much of it. And also, we've already made 180 fluid residue. Which is fine. But yeah, this works really good. So now what I want to do is like, let's go connect it to our tree farm. And actually, I'd like to link it through here so I can see how much power we're creating. So I do kind of have to waste a little bit of money to do so, but okay, I just saw 2 million. I just saw 2 million. I don't think that's real because I don't feel like these generators are that powerful. And hey, unless they just are, in which case, well, then yeah, then sort of maybe I was mistaken by not using these earlier. But what I'm gonna do, get these power lines in here nice and good, and then we're gonna just kind of like dart around to wherever's necessary and just tap some power to some people, okay? Because the people need some power. We'll do that there, and basically this is just going to like overcharge every existing system we have set up, which hopefully should help us make some more money. I don't think it's gonna be an issue at all. Especially like this one, for example. That's gonna be pretty sizable power bump. So let's just connect these two for now and call it good there. But yeah, our power generation seems to be pretty good. I also do want to link it up over there. So let's just see here. I don't think these would be hard to do. We're just gonna slowly but surely power everything up and just kind of, like I said, tap into all the surrounding resources. So these things here, I mean, they weren't low on power to begin with, but now they're definitely not. And I want to see how much faster these arms are going to work with this much of a power boost, because yeah, this thing should be stuck at 1 now. Yep. Some things, like, I don't even care to power. Like, these are not getting used, so why power them? You know, I guess we could, but I'm just wanting to get the stuff that needs power first, which is really just these tree farms and the scrubbers. Here we go. We're going to get this plugged in, and now that should also be stuck at 1. Nice. And also, it just looks really cool to have these things running around your systems. And now we're just going to go across that way, and we'll be there. All right, so that'll be able to connect there. Get these things all wired up. Also, those arms are working at max capacity now. This is awesome. I'm also should be able to hover over this, and yeah, we can see we're making 1 milli MF, which is the largest one we've been able to make so far. Okay, and here we go. Let's connect this into this system. I'm sure scrubbers are only at 7%, but nonetheless. And now everything should be at a max power. Yep, everything is going up. If it isn't already at max, it's going to be there in no time. It'll also help us power our water pumps, which isn't really necessary, but there you go. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is why you build a crazy factory. Okay, I don't know why I didn't do it before. Probably because I'm not very smart. But we did it now, and that's all that matters. And that's pretty insane. Now, I got to save up some money because we're closer into the game here. We've pretty much beaten it in my mind. There's probably some more stuff we could do, but I don't really want to do it. And I have $362,000. And I guess I can start doing this. Okay, like, look at this. The oil fracking tower. If I go to recipes, uses is sand plus sulfuric acid and water and steam to make fracking oil, which fracking oil isn't worth anything. But if I use the industrial oil separator or something, I can make, like, this can make crude oil. It can make water-free gas, light oil. It makes a lot of stuff. But for 500 grand, I'm like, why would I not just go make another giant tree farm and make more money? So that's kind of where I'm at. Also, there's a final number. Somewhere when it's needed, it goes up, but an average flow rate of about 200,000 a second, which is, I think, pretty dang good. Also, I'm just gonna upgrade this system over here because right now they're all on the, like, really old, really old, like not even these, which I'm just gonna upgrade them to these, and this is gonna be a big upgrade. Yeah, I was using like the mid poles on these ones, but I don't know why, but I was. But yeah, you know, I'm realizing, like, on those old power poles, they can't transfer fast enough to even think about being able to keep up with these crazy machines. So we're just gonna connect all these back up, and there's the power back in the system. Now all I gotta do is link them all up. These things cannot reach at all. I'm spoiled now. I got these giant ones. Matter of fact, let's just do it. Okay, you can see as soon as I let off the power, though, we're already back up to 8%, so I gotta desperately get these things back up and running before it's too late. But I think with this new power upgrade, they're gonna be able to produce so much, like, I don't know, produce anything, but work so much faster that it's not even gonna be close. Like all these. Are these all maxed? Yeah, already all maxed. My goodness. So it was our flow rate. Our bottleneck was our flow rate, which I'm fine with that being the issue because, well, we got it fixed now. We still have all these windmills as well. Not that we need them at all, but with this many on max percentage, we should see this thing drop back to 7 in absolutely no time. Yeah, everything is maxed up. So that's good because these things were not working at max efficiency at all. Probably like 25% efficiency, to be honest, because it just had no power. And we could also make these work even better because we do have a little bit of an excess of diesel. So they could work. We can make these work a little bit faster, but they do kind of, I feel like, create a lot of pollution, so I want to be very careful with it. I think our scrubbers can counter it, but I'm just not completely sure. So I'm taking some time, save up some money, and let's see if there's anything else we need to make before we end this video. BRB. All right, as you can see, I'm up to 732,000 buckaroos, and that's pretty dang close to $1 million. So to finish off this video, the last thing I'm going to do is create a gasoline/diesel selling plant. And so basically my goal is to take this sort of idea but bump it up by, I don't know, tenfold to see just how much money we can make off of diesel products. Now, it might be a tad bit complicated, but with my knowledge now and the new stuff I've unlocked, I think it's going to be extremely good and honestly pretty easy. And I think the best spot to build said contraption is probably going to be in this back right corner. I could probably do it somewhere else, but I kind of like keeping my old builds around because it kind of helps show my progression. I did delete one of them, which I apologize for, but my very first coal-powered selling point is still here. Then my iron facility, which I thought was so brilliant, is also here, and everything else throughout the world has just grown in size. And actually, you know what? Instead of building in the corner where it's over there going to be sad, let's build it right here. We have this massive space to build, so let's go ahead and use it and see how much money we can make. Now, I know it. I just previously made a diesel generator thing, so it's going to be very similar to that, but it's going to be pushed towards making money, not making power, because let's be honest, we got power on lockdown. So let me remember how to do this first, because I already forget. It's been probably a couple of hours, since my last recording session. I've been working around the house, so I forget. But I'll tell you what I do know is that we have to start with the oil rigs. And I think I want to build it heading that way. So starting over here, heading that way, if that makes any sort of sense, because then I can connect the power pretty easily off of these lines, and everything should be flowing correctly. So let me go ahead and just start placing some of these down. Now, the amount we have on the power plant is awesome, but okay, that might be a little overkill, but that's gonna be what I'm thinking. Also, I think I can just like shift click all of these. I can. Okay, that makes the world so much better. So anyways, we have the oil extraction, which this is probably enough, but I really want to have an excess of it. I don't want my bottleneck to ever have to be oil. And the best way for me to do that is to just simply place them like this. And then all I gotta do is place a bunch of those four-way junctions and everything should be flowing smoothly. So we're gonna just do it like maybe somewhere like here. I don't think it's actually the middle, but I want to have two lines going off of here. I want to have a left side and a right side. I don't know if that's gonna matter a whole bunch, but just for the ease of working. That's a lot of oil now that I'm looking at it. But you know what? It's the finale. We got to end off in a big way. So the oil is pumped out of the ground. We then have to pump it into a bunch of liquid boilers. Now these things here are going to be interesting to filter into. Actually, they won't be that bad because there's an inside, an in on one side and the outs on the other. So actually, technically speaking, these won't be too bad. And I think we can fit them all in here pretty neat. Yeah, pretty neat, nicely. That's going to be 1, so 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. That's going to be 18 there. So that's pretty good. I mean, I don't think we're going to need much more than that. But basically what I want to have happen here is I'm going to route them actually this way up and around and this way up and around. I guess it doesn't really matter too much, but I want to make sure these are on 2 split systems so that the amount of oil is way overkill. And actually, I got an idea. Let's go delete these things and try something different. So if I was to place them side by side, it's pretty efficient, but I could just flip them like so and then place 2, actually 4. Is that a more efficient way to do this? I mean, we gotta leave a 1 tiny block gap so we can actually sell the stuff, but I think this is gonna work. The wiring might be a bit of a chaos fever dream situation. That's, oh wait, nope, this won't work because the output's actually on the side. Okay, what I can do is similar to what I did before, which is a boiler and leave a 1 block gap in between. And this is definitely gonna be way more than we could do before, which I think is just a better idea. I want to have too many. Okay, I want to have too many of them. I want to have too much oil. I want to have too many boilers. I want to have too much power. I don't want to have enough. You know what I mean? Yeah, and the not wiring, but the piping of this whole thing is going to be a nightmare. But you know what? For the final build, I'm willing to do it. Okay, cool. So that just definitely doubled all of our stuff. And looking at this, let's see. So we'll have to figure out a way to pipe them all in. Once we can get them in, then we just split them off. And ooh. Okay, I think this idea could work. We would just need to make it a 2 block gap instead of 1. 1 second. So a full block gap in between. See, then we can wire this past these and get into there. We need a little 4 tiny block or a 1 block gap to make it work. So this will work, yo. All right. Maybe we lost like 2 rows, but that is so many of those things, it don't even matter. So then we can actually pipe these correctly, and that should make our life a whole lot easier, hopefully. That is. So then after that, we have to push them into, I think the crude, the crude oil separator. which separates hot crude oil into diesel, gasoline, and residue. So now this is where stuff's going to get a little bit complicated, right? Because if we look at this thing, we are going to have an input here, which will be the hot crude oil. Obviously, we need power. And then we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4 outputs like we did at our power generation facility. So what's the best way to do this, right? Yeah, I don't know. I would like to have 2 factories per two boilers. Although I already know our bottleneck's gonna be the boilers. And so actually, before I do that, let me do something crazy. Hear me out. Let's just do 3 boilers per section. I mean, think about it, right? We're not gonna have a bottleneck in terms of oil, but we are gonna have a bottleneck in terms of hot crude oil. And that to me is worth adding in the row. And then we could probably add 2 of these in here and be good. Maybe we even do 4. Is that crazy talk? Also, we could just make one of these designated to be a generator. So it's going to go and pump all of its produce into diesel generation gasoline. And then it could probably power itself. I mean, I'd like to use my power system that I built. I think it'd be cool. But we could probably do that as well, just as an idea. But okay, so the hot crude oil will come out, and if I could line it up like this, that would make it very easy. Now I can't continuously line it up like that, as you see. If I try like that again, we're out of space. But if I do it here, it's not terrible, but it's just not right. Now on the ends I could do something like this, where it just deposits straight in, but that again seems a little silly, a tad bit silly. So instead I will just place it here, for one there and then one there, and you can see it's just gonna slowly but surely move over by 1, which I guess isn't the biggest deal in the world because it'll still work. So that's gonna be a ton, and I mean a ton of crap. Yeah, which is good for me. I like this. So then from there, we are going to need to refine said diesel. And the thing is, the diesel refiners are pretty slow. And so for me to do a 2-to-1 ratio, I think is not going to work. Let me check my current one right now, because we can really easily find out what the bottleneck is. So I mean, on this one it appears like this is the bottleneck. Yeah, well, this is also yeah, so you can see here, I mean, look how much crude diesel we have just built up, just trying to be processed. It's extremely slow. Actually, I think I can actually just check if I go to here and then to here. So it takes about a second, and the crude oil separator takes about a second, and the boiler takes about a second. Supposedly, I don't know if I believe that. This is a 0.75 to 75. What is the ratio on this? So it doesn't actually go any slower, but it produces a lot less high of a rate. And this one's honestly a little bit faster. So I think a 2-to-1 ratio is a good idea. I think it's a decently smart idea that we should probably think about doing. How am I gonna do that with all of these buildings? I don't know, because if you think about it, it's a 2-to-1 ratio nonetheless, because it has to refine from crude diesel to diesel, or to low quality diesel, and then from that to actual diesel. So crude diesel to poor quality diesel, and then poor quality diesel to diesel, and then honestly we could go again and get refined diesel, which sells for a lot more, which is kind of honestly a cool idea. I mean, if we're gonna go this far, we might as well go all the way, right? So let's just do that. So that's gonna be pretty bad, because we're gonna need 3 of these buildings per building. So, and I'd really like to have more than that. I'd like to have 6. So what I'm gonna have to do, first off, we're gonna have a lot of residue, which is pretty easy to pipe. I'll have it all just shoot out the left using those junctions like we did on that build over there, and just have a giant, like 4 or 5 of those golden things, and that should be good to hold that. So that's fine. And then gasoline, I want to pipe all the gasoline out and just instantly sell it, because I don't think we can actually refine gasoline, because there's gasoline, right? And then we can, that's for the chemical reactor. Crude oil separator, that's how you make it. So yeah, I don't think there's any real reason to heat the gas. I guess we could pump it through a filtration plant and then recycle it, but I'd rather just sell it. It's selling for 40 already, which is pretty dang good. So we'll pipe all of the gas, let's say, over to here. So we'll have everything come out, and then just across to there. And same with here, but across to there. So that's 2 of the things already done. And then let's take a look at the actual buildings here. The diesel refinery, okay, so we have a 1 in, 2 out system. I mean, I could just line them up like this, and that'd be pretty easy. Let me check here. There's residue. Okay, residue's on the inside. Not great. Not great at all. Now, going from this side, it's definitely a little bit easier because, you know, it just has to go a little bit less far. And the gasoline's on the outside, isn't it? Okay, that's actually helpful. So I'm gonna build us out some space here, because we're gonna need a little bit of space to make this work. And so I want to give myself plenty of space here, because we have tons of space to use. So I'm gonna give myself a 3-block gap, and that is officially one built for that one. Oh goodness. Okay. And if we do it this way, we can still do it. It's just going to be kind of backwards. So that's going to make it a little bit complicated. But I guess we have extra space over here, right? Because it doesn't have to come right out. It's just going to be kind of near. The thing is, I want it to be kind of symmetrical. And I don't see that being a possibility. So that's just going to be the way it is. Now, does this one? All right. So then we pipe this out. So this is going to come straight. Going to hang a left into there. This one here will make it stuff. Residue will have to shoot out and across all the way there, which is going to be very complicated. And then this is going to output our higher grade diesel, which will pump out and then back into here. And I can't really wrap around because I got to do it again. So we have to come out, over, down, and up, and this will have to come out. Matter of fact, let me just start piping this and get a decent idea for it, and I'll let you know what I decide. All right, so here's kind of the system I've got set up right now, right? So we all understand how this is going to work. So now, could I place another one in here and still make this work? That's the real question. You know, my other option is I connect all the pipes, right? So they all just go into one pipe, and then I can make them all work. I don't gotta worry about them shooting out straight. I can just kind of fish it up and down. The only issue, I mean, really from there is figure out all the piping. And I actually only need this pipe to reach the very first one. I got a crazy idea that just might work. Okay, now I know I look insane here, but hear me out. So I actually don't need this much space, but it doesn't matter. I got a system here where it'll pump them in the front, right? This is diesel, so diesel can come back out to here, and then diesel can come back out to here, right? And then we sell it, right? That's all easy. And then all we gotta do is pump the residue out, which I left on a space that we should be able to at least figure it out somehow. And I got these alleyways we can use that we could maybe like pump them down and over, and then down and over, and down and over. We're gonna need a lot of junctions here, regardless of the way we set it up, so it doesn't really matter. But the reason why I want to do this is because I think this ratio to this ratio to this ratio, that's all the same speed, okay? Only issue is going from this stuff to this. These are faster than these, okay? So I'm going to add another line of the first ones. So we're going to have 2 lines of the first processing. Then they're going to feed into the... We need 2 of each. Forget it. I'm just going to do it. So we need a little alleyway, and it's offset by 1 to help with the piping. And there it is. 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 So this is going to be terrible. Okay, I'm going to need some more scrubbers, though. That's for sure. And the scrubbers are 30K a piece, so this is going to hurt my bank account more than I would like to admit. But again, this is the finale. We have to end it on the giant boss battle. You know, the boss fight, the boss battle, it's got to be, you know, the guy has to get the girl. You know what I mean? Superman has to, you know, beat Batman. I made it too wide. Dang it. Okay, there we go. Oh my goodness, that's a lot. Okay, now I just need you to hear me out because I think this is gonna work really well. Okay, I'm gonna pipe this all up and we're gonna see if this deserves to be a theory or should never be allowed on the internet ever again. So first things first on my realist, let's go ahead and start piping out these, which this should be pretty easy. I mean, come on. This is old news here. And I'm gonna do that little trick that I talked about earlier with like making it a loop so that the guys won't actually have to continuously work. Maybe it'll be a little bit more efficient to save some power or something. I don't really know. I'm kind of guessing here, to be honest. And we're gonna need a lot of junctions here, I'm realizing, which I'm tempted to say, hey, screw it. Let's just make them all junctions just to make it easy. Because it does actually work. Even if there's like a pipe that's just left open or whatever, it does still work. Okay, let's get some churns on here. And I'm just gonna have so much crude oil cycling in this system. It's gonna be bonkers. And we're gonna need a lot of these things. And the piping's gonna be annoying, like having to make sure everything works. We're gonna test this system one step at a time. I'll tell you that much. Okay, looks good. Looks good. Looks good. Oh. That's all we check, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, that's a complete loop. This one is looping this way. I like it. I like it. I like it a lot. I like it. I like it. I like it a lot. All right, awesome. Sweet. So let's get these things powered first. And I'm not really sure how much strain this is going to put on our system and our scrubbers, but I'm going to imagine it's going to be a hefty amount, but that's okay. Hopefully this makes us so much money we can just buy more scrubbers and it won't matter. So let's use my new trick I learned with a shift click. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my days. Oh my heavens. This is amazing. I've never thought of something like this in my whole life. Whole life living in Alabama, I've never heard of such a thing. Never. Not once, not twice, not 3 times, never once. Oh my goodness me. This is like Christmas. Every single time that I connected something, I clicked it each individual time. And each individual time I click back off it. Okay, every single time. It's insane. I'm insane. Look at that. Everything's powered. We'll check the power system after this. These are, speaking of power system, we might have to go upgrade our power system. This is a pretty big idea here. Okay, I mean, it makes sense. Is it going up? How much power we actually get? I mean, it is times 4. So, I mean, look, these are gonna produce until all this is full. You can see how it's constantly changing is because they're all flowing around in a giant circle. Eventually, they're all gonna be stuck at 40. So we'll wait for that to happen. And then maybe our power will go back up. If that's the case, then we're running low on power. If not, see these over here. Yeah, not enough power. Crap. If we're not gonna be able to power those things, we're gonna have a bad time. Here in a little bit. Can I see what our current meter age is? I mean, it's still 277, but we have a lot of stuff. Okay, well, tell you what we're gonna do right off the ripski. Let's move all these gasoline generators. I know we're gonna lose some power, but that's okay. We're all right. We're all right. Because I want to do something real quick. So we need to make sure that our diesel generators are working at maximum efficiency. So adding another one of these, each one, gonna be a great way to do that. So we need a junction there. And we'll just put junctions all of them in case we have to expand. And then we hope our system can keep up. And I think I also will, just to be safe, add another diesel gasoline on the new factory we're making right now. One of them will be designated to making power just to help out the factory a little bit. All right, let's see. We're gonna connect all these bad boys and we should see our meter rating going up. I mean, maybe not that much because we did lose some gasoline, but gonna pipe the gasoline out a little ways and then we'll start worrying about that there. And we'll delete this as well. Oh yeah, this is practically, okay, practically now. It's practically a modular power system. And then we also can split the power from our gasoline generators and double those as well, just in case. Because how much do we actually have on each of these? Okay, there we go. And then, all right, this is gonna create a significant amount of smog, but it's all right. Let's take a check of this now. 480,000 MF. So we have officially doubled our power system. That should be plenty because if anything else was sucking up before, we have double now. So hopefully this is going to be a big difference here. Okay. Yeah, it's better. It's going up too. So that's good. So oil is officially being produced. I mean, this is a lot of oil that's going to be filled up in here. So this is fine. But that system's good to go. Now, let's start worrying about getting all of the next sections wired. And it's just going to be a heck of a lot of junctions. So a junction there, 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 a junction there. And then actually, another one next to it. Okay, all of those are officially wired up in terms of inputs, and I think outputs are going to be pretty simple and straightforward. Yeah, it looks like it. Okay, the piping on these are going to be a lot more complicated, but it's okay. We can make them work. Oh my gosh, this looks insane. Okay, this is a crazy complicated setup, but I have it all wired and ready to go. So everything, like I said before, we got to go gasoline and diesel out, and then use a lot of these routers to get my way across. I'm not going to sit here and try to explain this to you because this is crazy. It's absolutely insane, but I'm pretty sure that everything is working. And the way I know that is because this is getting gasoline, and it's getting it pretty quickly, honestly. And then residue is going into here, and I don't see any residue in any of these. All these are ready to go. All they need now is power, which is super simple to get. Let me see here. Can I squeeze? Oh, I can. Nice. We'll do this. So let me just connect the power real quick. So what we should see as I link these up is, yes, these are all turning. You can see this is not getting poor quality diesel, and this one should be getting high quality diesel as soon as I actually connect it. Yep, and that's working too. So that is now making diesel, and it's outputting, should be putting out like the highest quality diesel possible, which is refined diesel. Yes. Okay, so I'm just gonna go through, slowly check to make sure everything is working as intended, and we should be going good here soon. The money was up at one point and it's down at one point. I don't know what happened, but yep, you can see these three are all working. All the pipes are connected. Looking good. My goodness, this took a little bit of time. I also did go and expand my power again just to be safe because, man, after all this starts going, we're going to be in a bit of trouble. There we go again. There's 3 more of those. And as you can see, the money is going to start rolling in like it's nothing. So let's go ahead and test the next 3. Boom, boom, boom. Yep, all working. And then let's test these 3 here. Bada bing, bada boom, all working. Second to last. Nicely done. And last but not least, those 3 are all working. Also, I didn't realize you could actually tell what quality the diesel is because of the color of the liquid inside here, which is kind of cool. So yeah, we're getting gasoline very quickly now. As you can see, it's going up consistently. And all of this in here is stocked to the max because we had tons of time while that was all being built. That's a lot of pollution. That's a lot of pollution, but I'm not really too worried about it whatsoever because we have scrubbers, and if we need more power, we can make more power. Speaking of power, let's check the power on some of these things to see how we're doing. Everything's at max, so that shouldn't be an issue. We're up to 600,000 power generated now, which is awesome. And ladies and gentlemen, that is the mega build officially complete. So this is insane. This took a lot of planning, but not only does it look really actually pretty good, it runs pretty freaking spectacular, and I'm ready to see how much we make off of an entire load, which should fill up pretty quickly. As you can see, it's going up. Like, it's consistently going up, which is what I cannot say for our past one. And if we just sold diesel from here, we could have made it, but we are actually making refined diesel now, which is insane. And if I go to diesel, so if we sold the crude diesel, it's 13 bucks. We sell the poor quality, it's 21. We sell the diesel, it's 30. We have the max, which is the refined diesel, $40.06. So that's pretty insane. And we're selling gasoline quick as crap. So let me check out my pollution meter, see if it's gone back up at all. And we're actually at negative 11%. So that's actually insane. Okay, we have a little bit of time to burn. Well, if that goes negative 10, we know we have to get some more scrubbers instantaneously. But for now, let's make sure these are all filling up here. Yep. And everything should be working. Look at all this complication that I had to go through. All these I had to manually wire and connect them all myself, which is insane. Wow. But yeah, that to me is a lot more fun and a lot more satisfying than using whatever the new tier 3 items are. Hope you guys can understand that. If you don't, then go on there and build it yourself and tag me in your Instagram post or whatever, and I'll check it out and love it. But ladies and gentlemen, it's time to grind for approximately 5 minutes and get $1 million and end this video. And all right, just like that, we're at $1 million, and that didn't take any time at all. Probably, honestly, 10 minutes. Because these new systems we have set up because of this massive factory are absolutely insane. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for today. If you're still here and you're still watching, first off, you're insane. You're crazy, but I love it. So go ahead and comment down below. Moocah's factory is the best in the world, just so I know who's actually still here. And I want to say, from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much for watching. Now, at the time of recording this video, we're at 36,000 subscribers. And my goal by the end of the year is to be at 50. So if you haven't already, like the video, and want to see more like it in the future, go ahead and subscribe. It's free and helps me out a ton. But other than that, thank you so much for watching. Thanks for being here. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.